Hey there, it's BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Thanks for coming out. It is Saturday, and I'm doing some more dual Destinies. How is it going in the chat? Sorry, I'm in a mood, and I'm posting a lot of weird stuff. Maybe it's because I've had way too much sugar today. Or maybe that's a good thing, because we're going to need all the energy we need. Or we can get, rather. Anyway, to catch us up to speed on what happened last time, it appears that we have a good idea of who it was that decided to sabotage the aquarium. And it was, you know, a Mr. German veterinarian. So, let's go ahead and dive on into the game, shall we? Oh, wait, I made an adjustment I wasn't supposed to. Okay, hopefully that is fine. If there's some weird audio stuff, let me know. Oh, also, I think I forgot to mute a stream. For whatever reason, one of these stream previews just decides it's going to go ahead and play the audio, despite the fact that I mute it every freaking time. We need the hype. Yes, Jalexia. Funny Stuff is playing some games. About to do more work as well. Ooh, sounds good. By the way, speaking of freaking work, I've seen so many mods come out for Hat in Time recently. It's ridiculous. Like, a lot of people are turning in the work that they've done on the retro challenge thing. So, for God's sakes, I feel like I'm going to need to do a stream very soon. Okie dokie. Ah, no signal. No, turn on. There. I forgot to open up the 3DS. Any hoop-de-doo. July 22nd, 9:17 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. What? The ship's doctor and Azura were romantically involved? Yeah. Right, inflate them floaties. Well, that's my theory, but I don't actually know if it's really true. Azura would never get involved with that god-awful ship's doctor. Puns all the way, apparently. But I do admit, they were friends. But would Azura send Dr. Crab videos, I wonder? Videos? What do you mean? Azura used to send her boyfriend videos of herself teaching the orca tricks. I used to help Azura take the videos on her TV phone. Jesus, that's old. This is an interesting bit of information. TV phone. Okay, so that thing was used for more than calls. So, TV phones can shoot video too, huh? My dumb phone sure can't. Dude, get with the program. What's it? What did we say the Phoenix Wright series was currently being played in, like, 2027 or something? Jeez, I'm sure we've reached the plethora of amazing amount of phones by then. These TV phones are amazing. They can even record sound you and I can't hear. Nowadays, those are just called phones. Yes, funny stuff. All the equipment we use at Ship Shape Aquarium is high-tech. Yes. Look at that picture of high technology. I mean, just look at that thing and tell me that it isn't, like, the peak of its generation. I mean, technically it is, but that generation is 5 behind. The ship's doctor sends away for all kinds of electronics. So all the high-tech stuff is Dr. Crab's doing, huh? He keeps us in the Stone Age? I don't know. Whenever they say Dr. Krabs, the first thing I immediately think is Mr. Krabs. And if we're talking Mr. Krabs and money. Anyway, I still highly doubt Azura's boyfriend was the ship's doctor. But Dr. Crab found a charm yesterday, and he was really shaken by it. Ahoy, SpongeBob! Charm? Hey, leave that alone! That belongs to Azura! What was Azura's charm doing in Rifle's stomach? The charm looked just like your keepsake of Azura. Yeah, well, she did say she and her boyfriend had matching charms. Was the ship's doctor and Azura really a couple? I can't believe it! I think Dr. Crab will be called as a witness today. There are still so many unanswered questions, but I hope to solve them all in today's trial. I believe in you two. I know you can do it. And we will, Sasha, we promise. We're off. For whatever reason, the audio sounds a little bit quiet to me. I'm going to raise it up just a tad bit. Maybe I need to raise up my own there, so I can, like, hear myself as well a little bit clearer. July 22nd, 9:30 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4.
We have arrived at the Udge. Court is now in session for the trial of Sasha Buckler.
The defense is ready. Oh, no! Oh, shut your emo face.
Ready?
Now I'm completely thrown off.
Very good. It appears both the prosecution and the defense are ready. Yesterday it was proven that the orca was not guilty and that the victim fell to his death. Prosecutor Blackwell, did you investigate the orca pool area? Did the investigation turn up anything, rather?
Ooh, hello, Shadow the Wolf. You're a newcomer to my channel and you love Ace Attorney. Well, awesome. That is a concoction for disaster. Cheers.
It did. We found a blood stain from the victim at the bottom of the pool. On this. Oh my, what a frightening looking rock! And you say it has a blood stain on it? Just looking at it gives me the willies. So, can we assume that there was no water in the pool at the time of the incident?
Very good. What a clever little deduction. And of course he takes it as praise as opposed to being mocked.
Oh, well, it's nice to get a compliment from the prosecution for a change.
Prosecutor Blackwell has completely tamed the judge with his carrot and stick approach. Well, Funny Stuff says, I like to think Blackwell appears stern and serious on the outside, but whenever he fucks with Wright, he just giggles his ass off internally. I got him! I guess I should have brought a few carrots of my own. What are we, a bunch of horses?
Right, moving along. I have prepared a witness. Buckler was the only one who entered that room when there was no water in the pool. The witness will prove that. Come to the stand, witness.
Jaluxia says, I lied. I'm jumping to YouTube because your laptop hates Twitch today. Jeez. I don't know. I feel like you might need to either, like, restart the laptop or, like, switch to a different browser. If it's, like, giving you that much trouble.
Name and occupation.
Dr. Herman Sniper, stay in there!
And who is that cute little creature? Whoa! Such a restless bird. Quite unlike Taka.
Yeah, Taka is going to eat that bird. Wow. Chalk one up for Taka. He shut Sniper up with a single sound.
Son of a gun. Dr. Herman Crab, Ship-Shape Aquarium's veterinarian.
What is it with birds in this courtroom? I don't know. So far we've had a little penguin, we've had a hawk, we've had a parrot. Are there any birds that I'm completely forgetting about?
And you could tell us the name of your cute little friend there as well?
Your Honor, please focus on the case.
But it's important to learn all we can about the witness.
This is Sniper. Beep, beep, beep.
She's the offspring of a penguin named Rifle. Sniper lives in my hair. She might cause a commotion now and then, but please try to ignore her.
Acro's hummingbirds. Oh my god, you're right. I completely forgot about the hummingbirds that Acro had.
I was originally going to call the animal keeper to the stand, but he refused to testify, so I settled on the veterinarian. Now, tell us. Why was the defendant in the orca pool room when the water was drained?
Well, he's got some terrifying eyes. Witness testimony. Let's go.
In the early morning hours on July 20th, Sasha was cleaning the orca pool room. Sasha and Jack Sibley, the owner, were scheduled to do the cleaning together. During cleaning, the pool water was drained. While the cleaning was going on, Marlon was taking care of the orca in the shore pool. The pool water would never be drained unless the pool was being cleaned.
Gotta find a reason why that wouldn't be true.
And you claim is that the victim was made to fall to his death during the cleaning?
Dang it, the cable came loose again. I gotta get this thing fixed. Resoldering or something. At least that proves that this is actual hardware.
Only Buckler and the owner had the security card necessary to enter the orca pool room. And we already know from the security company's records of card users that the defendant was in the orca pool room during the time of cleaning. The witness's testimony and the record of security card usage are conclusive evidence. So no one besides the defendant was at the scene, and the water in the pool was drained.
Uh-oh! The judge already seems to be leaning towards the other side. We have to strike fast! Your Honor, we're ready for our cross-examination now!
Oh, yes, of course. Please proceed, then.
Thank God. The power of youth comes in handy at times like these. It's unfortunate you're not as sporadic and bumbly as you used to be, Phoenix. Anyway,
in the early morning hours of July 20th, Sasha was cleaning the orca pool room.
Hold it!
why is the cleaning done so early in the morning? Essentially, the middle of the night.
Our aquarium is open every day of the year without break. So of course the cleaning has to be done at night when there are no visitors. No days off, is that it? I can relate to that.
Yeah, I guess prisoners don't get to take days off. Things sure are different around our office, huh, boss? You don't have to rub it in quite so enthusiastically.
So, what was the defendant cleaning alone?
Rather.
No.
Were they? No, she was not.
Sasha and Jack Sipley, the owner, were scheduled to do the cleaning together.
I'm missing words. But Miss Buckler said that Mr. Shipley never showed up to help with the cleaning.
I don't know anything about that. All I know is that is what was on the schedule. Maybe they changed plans. They probably felt awkward with each other after their fight.
In any case, there's no proof the victim entered the orca pool room during cleaning.
Objection!
If you don't stop your yammering, I will pull your tongue out and barbecue it.
That's the threat. Your Honor, can we please kick him out? Here, I feel like it's just a tad bit too loud, music-wise. That's the thing that I accidentally adjusted that I wasn't supposed to. Do you have to be so violent?
Proof or none, the victim must have entered the pool room during cleaning. Witness, tell him why. Jack must have entered the orca pool room. The reason I think so is because the record of card usage shows that Sasha entered the orca pool room.
Hold it!
Don't you mean to say that the record shows both of their cards being used?
No, only Sasha's, but they must have gone in together. Jack's body was found in that room, so that's the only logical explanation. We talked about this just yesterday. What purpose does the brain of yours serve? You're even more bird-brained than Rifle.
Objection!
Wow, you're objecting to that?
Witness, I will not allow birds to be belittled in my presence. Limit your disparaging comments to the defense alone.
So I get disparaged either way. Great!
Bird lover, huh? I guess we're not destined to become best friends. That is fine. All I need is for you to talk about the state of the scene during cleaning. Alright, fine.
No, I don't know. I think the two of them were made for each other. Now kiss!
During cleaning, the pool water is drained.
Hold it!
I don't know why I'm pushing this, but sure. So the cleaning is done with the pool drained of water?
That's right. They use a hoist there to lower themselves to the bottom of the pool. They can do regular cleaning with water in the pool, but this was an intensive session. I never clean my own lab, however.
That seems dusty and disgusting. Don't you think it might be due, then? Nah, I guess I can't talk, though.
There's Sasha and Marlon come in and clean it for me on occasion. But I'm too busy myself. I have animals to look after. Like this one, for example.
Such an adorable little creature! It lends cheer to this bleak courtroom.
Your reaction to Taco is very different, as I recall.
Taco is a flying bird, too, of course. Please continue, Dr. Crab, quickly, now.
Yeah, you don't want to have your eyes pecked out.
As I was saying, Sasha was cleaning the orca pool room. While the cleaning was going on, Marlin was taking care of the orca in the shore pool.
So Orla was moved all the way over to the shore pool? Why is that?
Well, it wouldn't do to get her covered in cleanser, would it? Of course you would move. You don't take a bath while you're cleaning the tub, do you?
Mmm, delicious bleach. Please do not ingest bleach.
Excellent point. I usually clean the tub after I take a bath myself.
I was assigned to clean the shower stalls yesterday. They were cleaner than an Edo bathhouse by the time I was done.
I guess Prosecutor Blackwell is the fastidious type. Yeah.
I polished it so well, I bet the inmates are slipping and sliding all over right about now.
Maybe he's not so much the fastidious type as the prankster type. Somehow I don't think that's it either. I could make a very blue joke right about now, but I will not.
And in fact, cleaning the orca pool is just like cleaning the tub. The pool water would never be drained unless the pool was being cleaned.
There's no possibility it would be drained at any time other than during cleaning?
None.
Shot down with a single word. Why are you so certain?
Think about it. If the pool water were drained, what would happen to the orca?
The poor thing! Whose side are you on, Athena?
Exactly, young lady. Without water, Orla would be alright for a short period of time. But anything longer than that would pose serious risks. She could even die.
So the fact that Orla is alive and well is proof the water wasn't drained on her?
That's right. The orca pool and shore stage pool are next door to each other. A hoist runs between the two to move the orca and equipment back and forth. When intensive cleaning is done, the orca is moved to the shore stage pool first. So the water is only drained while the pool is being cleaned.
Please add that information to your testimony.
Ooh, hello.
If there were no water in the pool, the orca could die.
I feel like we might have some evidence to refute that, but let's see. Hold it. I guess you're right.
Son of a gun, then why did you hop on it so? The defense loves to make a fuss over nothing. You do like to start trouble, don't you, Mr. Lawyer? Just like this one. Ugh.
Beep, beep. How rude! Don't compare Mr. Wright to Sniper. Granted, his suit may make him look like a little like a penguin. Athena! Is that what she really thinks of me?
God, this Sniper and Miss Baby Chick would both stop peeping or chirping.
Miss Baby Chick? How dare you? No, wait, that actually sounds pretty cute. Wow, he just got away with calling a young woman a chick in court. Somehow we have to show that the water could have been drained at some other time. If we don't, Sasha will be the only one under suspicion. There must be a hint somewhere. I'd better look through the evidence again. I have to find out how the water could have been drained when Orla was there. Well, okay, we have unlocked that one piece of evidence. Drained. Pool water would never be drained unless the pool was being cleaned. If there was no water in the pool, the orca would die. Let me take a look at my evidence because I'm sure I probably have something. Let's see. Torpedo data shows that Rifle ate about 4, but the Orla didn't eat anything. Rifle's stomach might belong. Loader prints, fingerprints discovered by pearls. Don't think so. Don't think that would be it either. The pool bottom photo. Oh yeah, this is proven because there's a little alcove. So clearly Orla would be perfectly fine in there. To an extent, I guess the cleaning fluid could potentially leak onto Orla's water. That's actually not very solid evidence, but I'm very tempted to say that's probably it. That being said, I'm going to save real quick. Just to be safe. Let's be responsible players, shall we? Okay. Yes, I do think Orla would be alive because there's a little pool.
Objection!
There we go. If the water in the pool is drained, you say the orca could die? But is that necessarily true?
What are you talking about?
There's a way to let the water out without harming the orca, isn't there? Your Honor, please allow me to submit this photograph. Shadow the Wolf says, I do not remember anything about this case. It was DLC? I don't know. Maybe you didn't play the DLC case, maybe?
Yes, the word luminol. What about it? Oh, blah, blah, blah. This is...
As you can see, there is no water around the Skull Rock area. With the pool in this state, the victim could have been made to fall to his death. However, there is water on the other side of the partition. And Orla looks just fine. And Orla has a spiffy chair to boot.
Son of a gun.
You played it, you just don't remember it. I'm a little bit like that too when it comes to Phoenix Wright games. Like, I'll play a mission, but then like most of it will just drain out of my head after I'm done playing the mission. There's so much content. In other words, if the partition is set up at the bottom of the pool, the water can be drained without doing Orla any harm.
Are you implying the water could have been drained at a time other than during cleaning?
Yes, there is that possibility. Dr. Crab is shaking. Looks like he has something to hide. Is he shaking? I don't know. I mean, he usually shakes all the time because he's a nervous wreck, but still. Could it have something to do with the calendar note about meeting with the victim? It might. I'll submit it to the judge. Your Honor, please take a look at this calendar.
Oh, you waved that around in court yesterday. No need to drag out your souvenir today.
Actually, I would like you to make note of the entry for the day of the incident.
Oh, let me see here. Meet the captain at the Orca pool at 7 a.m. This note is about a meeting planned with the victim.
What?
The defense would like to argue that, at the time of that meeting, the pool may have been drained of its water.
Whose calendar is that?
It belongs to Dr. Herman Crab. Isn't that right, Dr. Crab?
Son of a gun. So you suspect me, do you?
What is the meaning of this calendar entry, Dr. Crab? Explain yourself.
Fine, I was supposed to meet Jack at the Orca pool at that time. But I ended up not going.
So you're saying you simply broke your promise? You can't get out of it that easy. I believe you have some explaining to do. Lucy!
Objection!
Your blade is sharper than I thought, right, Dodo? But your cut was shallow. A mere surface scratch. There's a saying among prisoners: do not see, hear, nor speak to smooth-talking lawyers. If you think the witness is suspicious, show your proof.
The calendar alone isn't good enough, huh? I have to prove the victim could have fallen to his death at that 7 a.m. meeting time. Let's put our heads together, boss. The victim could have fallen during cleaning when the pool was completely drained. Or using the partition, it could have been at 7 a.m. with the water partially drained. What would be the major difference in circumstances between these two possibilities? What circumstances was different? The answer could really tell us something. What circumstance was different between the two possibilities of cleaning 7 a.m. and... Okay, the pool was half filled. The Orca was there. The time of day was different. At 7 a.m., what's the... What circumstances are difference between the two possibilities of cleaning and 7 a.m.? I don't think the pool was half filled. I haven't really heard anything about the pool being half filled. I guess... I wonder if the Orca was there, and I wonder if maybe there's something to that. It's kind of what first pops into my brain. I'm very happy that they allow you to save at that page now. Let me think. I mean, the time of day would have been... I mean, we've been talking about the idea of the the body, you know, the person being killed at 9 or 10 o'clock, like at those those time ranges. So maybe it has something to do with the time of day. A lot of this has got stuff to do with like the time. I'm gonna go with the time of day was different. Maybe, I don't know. The murder must have been at a different time of day than the cleaning time.
Right, Dono. If you wish to claim the murder was at a different time of day, show me your proof.
Proof? I don't have any proof.
In that case, it's the time of day for me to assign you a penalty.
Oh, damn it. That was wrong. Okay, it must have something to do... I mean, okay, what would be the circumstances with the pool being half filled? That would be the main thing. I mean, the idea is that the person had to have fallen and, you know, made some kind of an impact that would have killed them. So I don't think the pool half filled thing is true. What we're trying to do is prove that you know, the case was somebody died at 7. So my guess is that it has something to do with Orla being there. If the murder occurred at a time other than during cleaning, the Orca must have been there. Oh, you're right, and that would mean that Orla witnessed the murder! Well, unfortunately, Orla is not going to be able to tell us shit, because she's an Orca.
What's this? You're sheathing your sword so soon? Stop yammering to each other and show me how you wield your sword!
Alright then, my sword is poised and ready. If the murder was committed at a time other than during cleaning time, then Orla must have been present at the scene. If I can prove that the murder happened right in front of Orla, then I can prove that Miss Buckler is not guilty. Has anybody taken that hat off of that Orca yet?
Order in the court! Mr. Wright! Are you implying that the Orca was a witness to the crime?
That is exactly what I'm implying.
And? How did you intend to prove the Orca witnessed the murder? What are you going to do? Put the Orca on the stand and cross-examine her?
We're crazy enough that we do it. Shut your mouth. We put a parrot up there once. This is a critical point. I better think about it carefully. I'm not. I know exactly what we're doing here. The defense will... Yeah. If I asked Orla if she witnessed the murder, I'm sure she would tell me everything.
Really? How interesting.
Oh, Blackwell. You clearly haven't been in this courtroom long enough. Experience, son.
How do you propose to communicate with the Orca?
Well, I'd have to think about that.
Unlike some birds, an orca is incapable of human speech.
Judge, you remember!
No, I'm afraid I cannot allow you to cross-examine a creature that cannot speak. Unless the defense has some other way of communicating with the orca.
No, I'm afraid I don't, Your Honor. I guess that was a silly idea. Please, let me try again, Your Honor. The defense will... Oh, damn it. I really wanted to cross-examine the orca. Damn it. Okay, alright. I wonder if I have any kind of evidence to make proof of this. Let me see. I'm uncertain about this, because I don't know... Well, okay, maybe the pool bottom photos might have something to do with it. Yeah. Present evidence. The defense will present evidence. Evidence that will prove Orla witnessed the murder.
You're going to present evidence? Knowing the defense, I thought surely you would try to cross-examine the orca.
I tried, Your Honor, but you said no. Shadow the Wolf says, Blackwell was freaking 17 when Turnabout Goodbyes happened. Oh.
I must say, I'm a little disappointed.
Gee, sorry to get your hopes up, Your Honor.
Very well, let's see this evidence then. What evidence shows the murder took place right in front of the orca?
Oh boy. This photo indicates where we discovered luminol reactions yesterday. By accident, we got some of the luminol testing fluid on Orla. We were then very surprised to see luminol reactions on Orla's body.
Objection! So what of it? There's nothing odd about that.
There is something very odd about that, sir.
As was discussed in yesterday's trial, the orca was bleeding. Traces of the orca's blood were also found on the skull's rock. The orca must have injured herself when she rammed the rock.
So that cloud of blood Mr. Plume saw was from Orla's head butting the skull rock, was it? Very well.
Those luminol reactions you saw on the orca are most likely from her head butting.
Objection!
But what's odd is the position of those bloodstains. Please take a good look at the photograph. Yesterday, Mr. Plume said the blood disappeared when Orla put on the hat. That testimony indicated that Orla's injuries were under the hat area. However, these luminol reactions are in two entirely separate areas from her injuries. These bloodstains can't be Orla's own blood from when she was headbutting.
Then where did the blood come from?
It's my firm belief that it's the victim's blood. The victim was killed right in front of Orla. And the victim's blood splattered onto Orla's body.
Ugh.
Yeah, what do you have to say to that?
Veterinarian boy.
Now it finally all makes sense. Orla was a witness to the murder, so that's why. Orla? Boss, something's wrong with Orla! What? You're right. She's listless, and she's sinking. You thought... Really? Are you that dumb to think that the orca is gonna snitch on you? There's one more fact that indicates Orla was a witness to the murder.
There's more?
The culprit was afraid Orla would somehow reveal what she witnessed. And that's why they did what they did. It's the only thing that makes sense. I have to present that evidence. That evidence that proves the culprit thought Orla was a dangerous witness. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You gotta be pretty crazy to think that somehow this orca was gonna snitch, but okay.
Take that!
The defense would like to submit this evidence.
What's this? It looks like some sort of medicine.
It's a sleeping drug, Your Honor. A very powerful one. This sleeping drug was discovered in Orla's stomach yesterday. The culprit tried to drown Orla by putting her in a deep sleep.
Tried to drown the orca? But why? Right, Dono, are you trying to tell this court that the perpetrator tried to kill the orca off to prevent a witness from talking? Do you really expect to defeat me with that feeble attack?
My sword has been drawn. I'm not about to sheath my evidence now. Smog Phoenix is here. Orcas have an enormous potential for intelligence. The possibility that Orla could somehow manage to reveal the truth can't be denied. The culprit believed in this possibility, and that's why they tried to kill her. Dr. Herman Crab, you purchased this sleeping drug, didn't you?
What? Does this mean the veterinarian tried to do away with the orca?
Who but a veterinarian would better know how to disguise an orca's death? He could even prevent the police from examining Orla's body.
Are you actually accusing me of trying to murder the orca? How dare you! How dare you slander the noble profession of veterinarian!
Eek! Eek!
My goodness, one could cut the tension in this courtroom with a knife!
A dull one at that.
Yes, I admit to purchasing that sleeping drug. However, it was subsequently stolen from my lab.
That's such a flimsy excuse.
I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for that meddling orca.
Damn it, funny stuff. Sir, stop kicking the witness stand. It's very expensive. It took somebody a very long time to craft that. Oh, Shadow the Wolf says, if the culprit thought the orca would somehow reveal everything, then that makes the culprit even dumber than Phoenix. Yep.
It's the truth. What else can I say? Any one of the crew members could have entered my lab.
I guess that weakens my evidence quite a bit.
Besides, think about it for a minute. Who was it that treated Orla after she swallowed the drug? It was I.
Yeah, because you didn't have any choice, you shithead. But as I recall, it took you quite a while to give that treatment. You didn't even come to on your own. We had to go get you.
Son of a gun. You just remember all sorts of little details, don't you, Mr. Lawyer? The orca pool and the lab are far apart. It's little wonder he didn't know Orla's condition.
Objection! Didn't know? That's highly doubtful. As far apart as they were, Dr. Crabbe still had a way to know all about Orla's condition. The defense would like to submit evidence that the witness knew about Orla's condition. And we're going to blow the gasket on this.
Take that!
I feel like this is a little bit too easy. Something very bad's going to happen, isn't it? The torpedo.
You just had to bring that up, didn't you?
With this advanced data system, surely you would have known Orla's condition.
Objection!
Launch the torpedoes! Funny stuff, I think you may or may not have your cap locks on.
Wait just 1 minute.
Wait, wrong voice.
Wait just 1 minute. What is this torpedo? Dr. Crabbe, how dare you bring a weapon of mass destruction into my courtroom?
Judge, head pat. Just sit down. We'll take care of this. The torpedo, or Teleobservation Real-Time Pertinent Data Organizer, is a data system. Until yesterday, only Dr. Crabbe and Mr. Shipley knew about the torpedo. It isn't legally approved in this country, so it was kept secret from the police.
It's illegal! Dr. Crabbe, I demand an explanation! Son of a gun. You and your big moss, Mr. Lawyer.
I love the stethoscope on the head thing. It was deliberate, but you don't know why you type like that. So, oh, right. I don't know. I just saw that, like, the first capital of every single one of those words was not capitalized. And I'm like, is that weirdly unintentional? Whatever.
Yes, it's true. I'm using an illegal system to monitor the creatures at the aquarium. The system used sensors like these.
That's a security camera.
And yes, there's one in the orca pool too. The sensor sends sound waves through the water to gather data on the creatures. If it finds abnormalities in their condition, the torpedo alerts me with a sound. Oh my goodness, how very high-tech. But if it's illegal, I will not turn a blind eye. This matter will be appropriately dealt with at a separate time. Now then, Mr. Wright, please continue.
With the torpedo, I'm sure Dr. Crabbe noticed the danger Orla was in. But he had made no attempt to come to her aid on his own. And the reason for that is that Dr. Crabbe wanted Orla dead.
The torpedo didn't give me a warning message. That's why I didn't know there was anything wrong with Orca. The sensor in the Orca pool wasn't working during the police investigation.
Objection!
Can you prove that statement?
Objection!
Torpedo. Oh, can you? You fuckhead. Why? What's with him? I guess this is also high-tech for Prosecutor Blackwell. That's making him a little funny. Torpedo should be the name of one of the penguins. I agree. Tortellini!
Funny? Yes, I find this all very funny. Witness, those sensors send sound waves through the water, right? Correct? But what if there isn't any water? Sensor wouldn't work. Then, they would automatically switch off.
I see. And where is the sensor in the Orca pool located?
I don't know. Jack is the one who attached it for me.
You scumbag.
You don't know? Then I will tell you. The police found a sensor just like the one you just showed us. They found it attached to the table at the bottom of the pool.
Table? Do you mean the table in this photograph?
That's right. Don't you get it yet, right, Dono? The table is on the Skull Rock side of the partition. It's affixed to the bottom of the pool and can't be moved.
Oh! So, if the water was drained from the Skull Rock side of the pool...
Precisely. Without water, the torpedo sensor would not work. Witness, when did that sensor automatically switch off?
Hang on. Look it up.
I do like the fact that it's apparently extremely mobile.
The only times lately was during cleaning 2 days ago and the investigation yesterday. Of course, I knew the pool would be drained while they cleaned it. But I had no idea they drained it from the investigation. No one let me know. That's why I didn't know about Ola's condition yesterday.
So Dr. Crab really did want to save Orla? No.
Did you hear that right, Dono? Yes. The water can be drained without harm to the Orca if the partition is used. But if the water is drained from the Skull Rock side, the sensor turns itself off. If the sensor was always on except for during the cleaning and the investigation, it means there must have been water in the pool at all of the times. It was never drained. In other words, no one but the defendant could have committed the crime.
I have my own theories about this one. I'm gonna hold on to them.
Order in the court? This completely shatters the defense's argument.
But the fact still remains that Orla was nearly killed with Dr. Krabs' sleeping drug.
But aren't you forgetting one important question? When was the sleeping drug given to the Orca?
You're right. That hasn't been discussed yet, has it?
The Orca pool is the scene of the murder. The police were there all day yesterday. The only way to give the drug to the Orca undetected is to put it in her food. Yesterday, someone gave the Orca food during the trial.
Oh, you asshat.
Someone did? I'm afraid I don't remember that.
You don't remember? You're not that old yet, are you?
Yes, insult the judge. That'll help you out.
It was the defendant. Sasha Buckler!
So, that is the Orca that stands accused, is it?
Oh, he's so cute. Aw, she's waving her flipper at us. Maybe she's cheering us on. Orla, wish Phoenix and Athena luck. Beep. Oh, you bastards. Shadow says, off topic, but the voice I give Blackwell is, in your opinion, the most accurate one. I'm trying to base it off of his objection yell as much as I possibly can.
So your argument is that Miss Buckler is the one who gave the Orca the drug?
The prosecution's argument hasn't changed. Buckler made the victim fall to his death and then manipulated the Orca to pin it on her. Still not satisfied, she further planned to kill the Orca with the sleeping drug.
I didn't hear any reports of Dr. Crab feeding Orla. Maybe he didn't have a hand in Orla's attempted murder after all. Is there anybody else who could have fed Orla besides Sasha? Oh no!
If it's true the defendant is the one who fed the sleeping drug to the Orca, then that places even more suspicion on her than ever.
Objection!
The defense objects to the prosecution's claims.
Well, you still haven't admitted a defeat?
Prosecutor Blackwell, I don't appreciate the way you only mention the parts that are convenient for you.
That's my freaking job. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright?
The prosecutor failed to mention that Miss Buckler wasn't the only one who fed Orla. As you will all recall, there was another person who gave Orla food. Oh, you mean that person? Looks like Athena remembers now, too. Congrats, Sacha. Tweet, tweet. This is to celebrate. Eat it all up. Oh, balls. Wow. Killed right as innocence happen. Alexia says, apparently Simon actually gets voice lines in the trailer for Phoenix Wright Spirit of Justice. My voice for Blackwell is really accurate. Oh, awesome. And Shadow says, I keep hearing the ice cream truck go by, and it's literally under 50 degrees Fahrenheit at 8:45 p.m. And yet you want that sweet, sweet ice cream. Oh, Mr. Wright, no. I don't want to believe it either, but we can't ignore the truth. The other person who fed Orla during the trial was...
Take that!
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Please recall when Orla was found not guilty yesterday. Marlon Rhymes gave the orca a large quantity of food. If the sleeping drug was mixed in with that food, it could be given to the orca without arousing police suspicion.
Now that you mention it, I do remember that flip-flopper feeding the orca.
Flip-flopper.
Objection!
Funny Stuff says, I mean, I've had frozen beverages and literally below freezing, so I have no excuse. I've gone out and bought shakes when it was, like, -10. Just because I really badly wanted, like, this special shake that this place sells.
So you remembered, did you? I see the time for a true sword fight has come. I call Marlon Rhymes to the stand.
Wow, you're innocent. I'm very, very freaking surprised.
Mr. Lawyer, both Miss Orla's lover and Marlon Rhymes are important members of our crew. I don't want us to suspect either of them, but I'm ready to accept whatever truth you find. Here, take this.
That charm. It's the charm that matches the one Azura Summers had, isn't it? So you and Miss Summers were romantically involved, weren't you, Dr. Crab?
What? No, of course not. Sorry to disappoint you, but this doesn't belong to me. At the time, I thought it was Azura's, so I grabbed it. But it wasn't hers. Now it's up to you, Mr. Lawyer, to figure out whose charm it is.
I will. Thank you, Dr. Crab.
After all, I'm interested in the outcome of this trial, too. Now then, please summon Marlon Rhymes to the witness stand.
Holy shit. You're so unassuming. I wouldn't have thought it. Why'd you do the thing?
Ugh, what's going on? What's everybody making that space for? I haven't been watching the trial and nobody's told me anything.
Good.
Marlon Rhymes, you are under suspicion for the attempted murder of the orca.
Look at that deer in the headlights look that he always gives people. Let's bring the torpedo to the witness stand.
I see. Well, if it's already out.
Mr. Rhymes? Is he really going to admit it?
Fine. I'll tell the truth.
Oh, by all means, tell us what truth.
Sasha's is lying to protect the orca. At 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the orca pool. The incident happened before the orca was moved to the show pool. Orla killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam down on the water. So I thought the orca could pay the consequences. Now we're back to the orca again?
I did not see that testimony coming. Now wait just 1 minute. Yesterday, Orla was proven innocent. Besides, you said Orla was in the show pool during the cleaning.
I didn't want to sell Sasha out. That's why I didn't tell the truth. But the fact is, all three of us, Sasha, the captain, and me, were cleaning the pool room.
But Dr. Crab and Miss Buckler both said you were at the show stage.
Well, the only thing Dr. Crab knew about the cleaning was what I told him. I didn't give him a whole lot of details either. Maybe he misunderstood.
He's flip-flopping the suspicion again.
And Sasha is lying to protect the orca. She can't tell the truth. Sasha put blood on the skull rock herself to make a fake bloodstain. I think it's pretty brave of her to let herself get arrested to protect the orca.
Mr. Rhymes, how could you lie like that?
It's the truth. Besides, wouldn't it be better for you if I wasn't lying? If the orca did it, you win your case.
Shut the fuck up. What?
This is all very hard to believe. But if Mr. Rhymes' story is true, Miss Buckler would be innocent and the orca would be the killer.
Meaning if we turned our backs on Orla, we could save Sasha?
Having a witness lie to save your own client. What a dirty, underhanded tactic, right, Toto?
Objection!
It wasn't me! Don't blame me. Yesterday, the defense proved Orla was not guilty. We have no intention of going back on our assertions now.
What are you saying, Mr. Wright? All you gotta do is admit the orca did it, and Sasha goes free. Isn't the lawyer supposed to act in his client's best interest?
But that wouldn't be acting in her interest. Miss Buckler believes Orla is innocent. And we, of course, believe that Miss Buckler herself is innocent, too. Acting in the client's best interest is an important part of our jobs as lawyers. Using dirty means to win a verdict would destroy our client's faith in us. That's right. We believe in both Miss Buckler's and Orla's innocence. Boy, the angels for everyone.
I just don't understand how you can treat a human and an orca equally.
Yeah, and that's going to be your downfall, you shithead.
Sasha, the orca, you can only save one of them.
You don't know who you're dealing with, dude. I don't know about that. I think I can save them both. All I have to do is disprove your testimony.
Oh, yeah? Then go ahead and try.
I will do just that. If I can't tear down his testimony, I won't be able to save both of them. I have to find a weak spot and start tearing. Tear at it like a tiger, Phoenix. Well, I suppose technically it would be, a phoenix. That weird. Whatever. Joshin is lying to protect that orca.
Hold it!
What exactly do you claim Miss Buckler is lying about?
Sasha put that bloodstain on the skull rock and stuff herself as false evidence. She left fake traces to try and save the orca.
Objection!
Witness, if you keep talking nonsense, I will seal your mouth shut.
The defense supports the prosecution's idea.
But Mr. Wright, my testimony helps your client. You ought to be happy.
I want to save both Orla and Miss Buckler. I won't accept anything less. Now that that's understood, please continue with your testimony.
Fine.
Tear at it like a phoenix, tiger. Right.
At 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the orca pool.
Hold it!
Actually, I did buy that one tiger skin for the Spirit of Justice game that's going to be coming out up after this one. So that should be kind of fun. I also got the classic Phoenix suit as well. If I ever feel like just strapping that on one of these shows, but I don't know. I feel like I don't really feel much like doing that. When the victim was killed, how much water was in the pool?
It was before the pool was drained for cleaning, so it was full.
You went into the orca pool room and saw this yourself? Dr. Krabs said that you were at the show stage.
Objection!
But it's possible that Dr. Crab was misinformed or that he misunderstood. The witness the witness already explained this. Why are you taking this meaningless tack? Talking with meaningless tack, son of a... I'm missing words. If you want to play games, Taki here would be more than happy to play with you.
Ah! We better be careful how we press the witness. Taka is watching us like a hawk. Lady?
Witness, continue.
The incident happened before the orca was moved to the show pool.
Hold it!
So you're saying the incident took place before the cleaning began?
Yeah, I guess so. Captain Sasha and I were going to do the cleanup together. It's much more efficient than trying to have just one person do it alone.
Ah, good sir. You have not dealt with any kind of retail ever, apparently.
In the defense's case, however, more lawyers means simply more lawyers, nothing more.
What? You're one to talk. All you have on your side is a cantankerous bird.
What about me? I'm up here all alone.
Are you people done?
Boy, he's pretty freaking bitter now that he's being, subjected to the possibility of being a murderer.
You need the witness to keep you focused? For shame, right, Dono?
Hey, I was the only one who kept my mouth shut.
Anyway, the incident happened in the orca pool before the cleaning got started. Ola killed the captain by bashing him 30 feet high and making him slam down on the water.
Hold it!
Can an orca even do that? Send a person flying up in the air like that?
Yep, of course. I've seen orcas bashing seals 60 feet into the air. So naturally, Orla could do that to the captain, too.
What a frightening thought. And you mention it so casually, Mr. Rhymes.
Well, what else can I say? It's the truth.
Mr. Rhymes is claiming that Orla killed the victim by sending him flying into the air. But would something like that even be possible in the orca pool room? There's something about that statement that bothers me.
And so you witnessed the moment the victim was killed by the orca, is that right?
Exactly. So I thought the orca should pay the consequences.
And that's why you put the sleeping drug in Orla's food? Ahoy! Yo, you damn it. Can't get up, but yeah, Sasha could be found guilty. We let her be, but the orca died. Sasha could go free. Yeah, I couldn't get through that without one more rap.
I thought if the orca was already dead, Sasha might tell the truth and free herself. Might seem cruel, but a man killing an animal has to be put down.
The culprit must have tried to do away with the Orla because she was a witness to the crime. But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he try to protect Sasha? I'm sensing some very complex emotions from Mr. Rhymes. I need more information before I can do a proper analysis. If I'm going to tear down his testimony, then I guess I have to present evidence. Of course, we don't believe Mr. Rhymes' testimony. But he's suggesting the murder took place in the orca pool. Unless we can disprove that, we won't be able to save both Orla and Sasha. Right then, so what would I be presenting to show that you could not possibly have kicked him up 30 feet? Shipley's data might have something to do with it, maybe. Cause of death, concussion from head trauma thought to be from a 65-foot fall. 65-foot fall? I mean, okay, could you technically be, technicals about that, could you increase that by saying, oh no, the velocity was heightened by the fact that he was slammed down? Let's see.
Objection!
Ta-da! When lies are piled on top of each other, contradictions start to emerge. This time is no different.
Are you saying there's some kind of inconsistency in my testimony?
That's exactly what I'm saying. You claimed that the victim was sent flying about 30 feet into the air. But the autopsy report states the cause of death was thought to be from a 65-foot fall.
What?
Additionally, in your testimony a moment ago, you said at 3:30 a.m. on the 20th, there was still water in the orca pool. The pool is about 65 feet deep, and there's about 30 feet between the water and the ceiling. If the pool was full of water, as you claim, it would be impossible for the victim to fall about 65 feet, as the autopsy states. There we go. Mr. Rhymes claimed he was in the orca pool room, so he could make these statements. But the truth must be he was at the show stage, just as Dr. Crabbe and Sasha testified.
I believe that brings us back around to the orca didn't do it.
Again, we tend to slingshot our way through these.
I didn't believe the witness's testimony from the outset. I am grateful to you, Wright Dono, for shutting the witness up,
Why?
as I thought the only person who could have killed the victim is Sasha
Oh, okay. That's why.
That fact still remains whether the witness was the one who tried to kill the orca or not.
Son of a... Mr. Rhymes was right about one thing. His testimony was advantageous to our case. But pointing out the contradiction in his statement will only drive us into a corner.
As Prosecutor Blackwell said, suspicion against Miss Buckler is now deepened. Deep on her words.
Uh-oh. If I don't do something fast, the judge is going to find Sasha guilty. Mr. Wright, is there anything we can do? Oh, there usually is. There has to be a way to prove Sasha is innocent. At a time like this, the thing to do is turn my thinking around. Instead of trying to prove that Sasha couldn't have done it, I have to think about what made it possible for somebody else to have done it. As long as the crime scene is the orca pool room, Sasha is the only one who could have committed the crime.
No need for pity, your baldness. Just finish him off with a swift verdict. It appears the defense has no objections. Very well, I will give my verdict.
Hold your horses! Your Honor, please hold off to that verdict.
But you were so quiet, Mr. Wright. Do you have something to say now?
The defense has a counter-argument.
You do?
Of course I do, Your Honor. It's me.
Pitiful. Such desperation. You look pale. Are you sure you're prepared to take this counter-argument?
A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets. I'll never forget those words, no matter how many years go by. Oh, my heart! Even though it's probably just a bluff, I'll give it to them with a smile. What if the scene of the crime was somewhere else?
The scene of the crime?
Somewhere else?
What? You're finding fault with the police investigation now?
As I understand it, the prosecution's argument is as follows. The scene of the crime was the orca pool room. Only the defendant and victim entered that room when there was no water in the pool. Therefore, only the defendant could have committed the crime.
That is correct.
But if the scene of the crime was not the orca pool room, then somebody other than the defendant could have committed the crime. Ooh, I see where this is going. Are you sure you know where you're going with this? I might not be too sure, but I can't back down now. I'm in it for the long haul.
Mr. Wright, I hope that I'm wrong, but this isn't one of your bluffs by any chance.
Of course not. The judge knows me far too well.
And do you have a theory on where the actual scene of the crime was?
Yes, of course. Think, Phoenix. Think. Think of a place, other than the orca pool room, where one could fall to one's death.
Then, by all means, please share your theory with the court. Where was the real scene of the murder?
It was at the show pool. The show stage pool might have been drained of water at some point as well. And if so, it would be just as possible to fall to one's death there as the orca pool.
Right, Dono. What you're doing is a disgrace to your profession. I sincerely hope you have some basis for what you're suggesting.
Of course I do. I will, as soon as I think of something.
The victim's body was found in the orca pool. How do you explain that?
Objection!
How about if, after the victim was killed in the show stage pool, his body was moved to the orca pool?
how about if? What kind of presentation of your argument is that?
It's the only one I got.
You better have a reasonable explanation of how the body was moved.
There's no turning back now. I have to think of a way the body could have been moved. Is there something at the scene that could have been used to move the... Wait, really? Come on, son! The hoist runs between the Orca pool room and the show stage. The stretcher can be hung from the hoist to move things like Orla or the Skull Rock. The stretcher could also have been used to move the dead body.
Yes, if the stretcher can move the Orca or the Skull Rock, it seems likely it could have moved a dead body as well.
Wow. Somehow that worked. I just might be able to pull this off. If the show pool was the scene of the crime, somebody else could have done it.
Objection.
You desperately spew conjecture, and now you even make up crime scenes.
He's mad. Not again!
You don't have the soul of a warrior. You don't deserve to be on the battlefield. And even your fabrication is half-baked. It's a disgrace.
What do you mean, half-baked?
The hoist can be operated from the Orca pool room only. And the only person who entered the Orca pool room was the defendant. So even if the body was moved, the only one who could have moved it was the defendant herself.
Heap! Alright. We need to think of a way that maybe he could have strapped it together and expected it to be moved at one point. Or maybe it was moved on complete accident and he was planning on doing it himself.
Order! So, it comes back to the defendant, no matter which pool it was.
Meaning, I can't clear Sasha either way. Sasha said she moved Orla and the Skull Rock. And I believe her. So could it possible that she moved the body herself without being aware of it? Yes. Yes, there is. And it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Mr. Wright, do you have an objection to Prosecutor Blackwell's claim?
Do I have an objection to the claim that the defendant moved the body? Wait, do I have an objection to the claim that the defendant moved the body? Yeah, you bet I have an objection here. Yeah, I was really confused for a second there. The defense has an objection. Oh, wait. I might have answered this wrong. Well, my objection is... I can't admit I haven't thought of one. Shoot, I think I answered that wrong. I think I know exactly what they were going for here.
Mr. Wright, you just felt like saying you had an objection, didn't you?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a sheep.
Well, I just feel like giving you a penalty. The hoist could only be operated from the Orca pool room. Furthermore, the defendant is the only one who entered the Orca pool room. Therefore, the defendant is the only one who could have moved the body. There are no inconsistencies in Prosecutor Blackwell's claim itself, but the only thing Sasha moved are Orla and the Skull Rock. So that must mean Sasha moved the body without... Yeah, I did this wrong. I admit, I don't see any problem with Prosecutor Blackwell's claim per se. Miss Buckler must have been the one who moved the body. What? Mr. Wright, are you admitting the defendant committed the murder?
No. I'm simply conceding that she was the one who could have moved the body. However, I contend Miss Buckler was not aware that is what she was doing. The culprit made her move it, unbeknownst to her.
The defendant moved a dead body without recognizing that it was a dead body? How could that be possible?
The body was found in the Orca pool. It must have been moved there somehow. I might find some kind of hint in the things she moved with the stretcher. The culprit made Miss Buckler move the body along with this piece of evidence.
Take that!
The Skull Rock?
Miss Buckler told me yesterday that she moved the Skull Rock when she was cleaning. The only two things Miss Buckler moved to the Orca pool are Orla and the Skull Rock. I would like to suggest that the victim's body may have been inside the Skull Rock.
What?
Hidden inside the rock, the body could have been moved to the Orca pool with the hoist. At the show stage, Marlon Rhymes loaded up the Skull Rock with the body inside. And then he used the walkie-talkie to let Miss Buckler know the rock was loaded. That rock looks a little bit like Darth Vader. Miss Buckler operated the hoist from the Orca pool room and moved the stretcher. She moved the rock without knowing the body was inside.
Do you really think that there's enough space inside the Skull Rock to place a body?
The swashbuckler flyer indicates it could be possible. Please, focus on the question at the bottom left.
Oh, it says, sorry, I don't have my readers on me. Who will obtain the gold coins hidden in the Skull Rock? In that case, I suppose the rock is most likely hollow.
What's more, if the body was inside the Skull Rock, it explains the remaining unanswered questions.
Such as?
Please take a look at the security footage of the scene Mr. Plume witnessed. Where did the body that Mr. Plume saw come from? Please recall. What was Orla doing to the Skull Rock at this time? She was headbutting it.
Oh,
That's right. Orla's ramming released the body from the Skull Rock. The body had been placed inside the Skull Rock and moved there from the show stage. I assert that the real murder scene was, in fact, the show stage pool.
Silence.
Oh, what?
what rubbish is this now? You don't have a single scrap of evidence.
Objection!
It's easy enough to verify what I saw. Take a look inside the Skull Rock for yourself. You should find some kind of proof that the body was there. Blood, fibers, hair.
Right, don't know.
Oh, whatever. You just know that I'm right. It's really nice that we're actually living in the modern ages now, as opposed to the Professor Layton versus Ace Attorney world where you couldn't prove things that way. Mr. Wright, that was incredible! You turned things completely around! And to think, it all started with that half-baked bluff, too. Shut your mouth. Whew, that was a close one. Did you really have to add that last bit? No, just a little bit of extra ha-ha. You nearly failed.
If the murder took place at the show stage, then who is the perpetrator?
It is naturally the person who was at the show stage.
What?
Mr. Rhymes? Weren't you the one who loaded the Skull Rock onto the stretcher at the show stage?
Wow, Mr. Wright. That was some pretty smart brain work you did there. To be honest, I never thought you could figure it out. I tried to protect myself, but I guess it came back to bite me.
Are you confessing you gave the false testimony before, Mr. Rhymes? That's perjury!
Yeah, what Mr. Wright says is true. The body was inside the Skull Rock.
How did you know?
And it's true the captain was killed in the show pool, too.
What? He's admitting to it that easy? He's not saying that he did it. Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright was an experience. You got really mad, too, when you realized you couldn't prove murders like that. No, I agree, Shadow the Wolf. It's just like, what? Reality doesn't work that way? He's admitting it to it that easily?
This time, I'm going to tell you the whole truth about what happened that day.
Oh, we'll see. Jesus, he's so blank-faced all the time, it's creepy.
In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember the spectators' screams clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. Then Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body and freaked.
He has fish eyes. That's actually very true.
So now we're back to the orca again.
Again, it's like a freaking rubber band.
If you were going to give testimony like that, why did I bother putting you on the stand?
All I'm doing is telling the truth. That day, Sasha wanted to do the old version of the Swashbuckler Spectacular, so I suggested she hide the body in the Skull Rock and move it to the Orca Pool.
He be flippy flopping.
I was gonna figure out what to do with the body after the show's over. The Orca is the one that killed the captain. It wasn't me, and it wasn't Sasha.
Flopping like a fish. So it was Mr. Rhymes' idea to hide the body in the Skull Rock. So that means you conceal the murder. I guess there's some kind of a charge. I guess he's going for, like, least time possible in the Slimer. And, the least death sentence. But if Mr. Rhymes is the culprit, why would he protect Sasha? False charges against Sasha would mean he himself would escape suspicion. So why? Oh, gee, I wonder why. It's not like we're looking for a boyfriend or something. Mr. Wright, how about if you leave this to me? Actually, wait. No, that doesn't work because he was the boyfriend to another person. Ah, my brain hurts. And then drop on the deck and flop like a fish. SpongeBob, that... Athena, do you mean you heard something? Yep. Noise. Discord in Mr. Rhymes' heart. Discord? Yeah, is it bad that the Skype ringtone started ringing in my head for some reason? Boop-a-doop. So that means somewhere in his testimony there's an inconsistency in his emotions? All right, Athena. Give him a good counseling session. You got it, boss. Whoop, whoop. Ah, see, there it is again. Huh? What's this? What are you getting, Athena? This testimony is pretty complex. Feelings of deep sadness and intense anger are being called up. Those two emotions appear to be running out of control. Out of control emotions? Is that going to be a problem? Yeah. We'll have to probe their cause if we want to get to his true emotions and testimony. There might even be odd or unnatural spots in his testimony he isn't even aware of. All right, let's probe the cause of this out-of-control emotion then. I'll explain how to probe. Let's find the root cause together. Noise. Without context, the whole sentence is a mess. Yeah, a little bit. When you see something off in a statement, tap the probe button. Next, point to what's causing Mr. Rhymes' out-of-control emotion. Finally, tap probe to complete the process. When emotions are out of control, memories can be recalled incorrectly. If you still haven't found anything after all the statements and images, I'll help. Great. All right. I'll get started comparing the statements with the images. We gotta probe him. All right, let's see what the heck we got with this system. Ah! System malfunction. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Let's see, what can we do about this? I'm trying to take a look at this, and it really doesn't look like anything is causing the set. Well, let's try and probe. Mr. Rhymes, you're angry with Orla, aren't you?
Angry at an orca? Why would I be? If you think I have some reason to be mad, then show me some proof.
Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad? Do I? I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. Let's try this. I've got your proof right here. Somewhere. I'm just not sure where at the moment.
You accuse me without any proof? That's low, man. If you want to fight with just words, why not settle this with a rap battle?
No. Please don't start. No thanks. Maybe some other time. You wish that's how all computers started up. I agree. Gesture controls and things. I don't know, I like physical buttons, actually, now that I think about it. If I can't uncover the reason for his anger, I'd better think of a new approach. Okay. Do you have a problem with the captain? That doesn't appear to be the cause of his out-of-control emotions. What could be the cause of his out-of-control sadness or anger? It'd be hard to find them both at the same time. Let's concentrate on probing just one. He did make one odd statement I was wondering about. I highly doubt there were any spectators at the scene of the crime. Oh, yeah, that's true. Hey, good point. That just doesn't fit. Might be the cause of his out-of-control emotions. Point to the spectators. Just to be sure, I'll explain how to probe... Okay. I know. Gotcha. I know how the thing works. It's just, I did it out of order. Okay, so clearly it's not to do with this statement. It is the next ones after it. Captain came down, slammed into the water. Can still remember the spectators screaming. Okay, so just, I think the probe is the inconsistency. That makes sense. Hey, what are you talking about, audience? You're stupid. Here's the answer. Gee, thanks, Avena. That's about right. I doubt there were any spectators there at the show stage when the owner died. If there had been, those witnesses would have told the true crime scene right away. What? All right. Of course. I just made a mistake. Yay! Okay, that made the sadness subside. So maybe the spectators part was what was making him sad. I wonder why he would make that mistake saying spectators were there. How strange. The only thing I can think of is that he was mixing up one memory with another. Like, he was in a similar situation before, and it was deeply imprinted on his heart. A situation where an orca killed somebody and there were spectators there. Hey! I think I know why he's mixing up his memories. The reason why Mr. Rhymes mixed up his memories is... the incident!
Take that!
Mr. Rhymes, I think I know what happened. Could you have been mixing up what happened a year ago with this incident? Maybe that's why you slipped and said the owner was killed in front of spectators. What? How did you... You're right. I did see the orca kill somebody a year ago. But what about it? It was just one of the spectators. Really? Just another spectator? There must be a reason why you feel great sadness about that incident last year.
Silence.
Oh, if you're gonna call badgering, this is... Yeah.
Stop this nonsensical scrutiny of feelings. Just present evidence to prove your point.
Yeah, boss, do we have any kind of evidence that would back us up here? There is one piece that comes to mind that might explain his sadness.
Well, I'm waiting. Let's see this evidence that has to do with Marlon Rhymes' sadness.
Uh-oh.
Take that!
Azura Summers died an accidental death 1 year ago. This is her boyfriend's charm. Hey! What are you doing with that charm? It was found in Rifle's stomach yesterday. Judging by your reaction, I believe this charm belongs to you. Shadow of the Wolf says, I just noticed this, but is there any reason why the support side of the defense bench is on the wrong side in this game? The support? The support side of the bench? I don't know. I think it might just have everything to do with, oh, maybe it just has to do with, like, angling. And they liked the way that a certain angle was. Maybe they didn't render something, like, behind the desk. That might be possible, perhaps. I'm not entirely sure. Actually, no, they technically... I don't even know. Because technically they would have had to... Yeah, they would have had to, model this entire thing. So I'm not sure why they did that. Maybe they did that just for the sake of, changing things up and making it feel different, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, see, because usually the person would be on the opposite side of the desk, and we would be looking to the left, as opposed to Athena, who is looking on the right. I see what you mean. Strange. I guess I need to push him just a little harder to make him admit it. When Mr. Rhymes said the word charm, he was very rattled. We better examine this charm a little more. Good idea. Let's look inside it. I don't think you're supposed to be doing that. Huh? What's this? A photograph. Oh, no. Hey, this is Azura Summers and Marlon Rhymes. Mr. Rhymes, you and Azura Summers were a couple, weren't you?
So what if we were a couple? It doesn't have anything to do with the captain's case.
You believe you saw the orca kill your girlfriend. That's the cause of your sadness. Isn't that emotion of yours connected to this current case?
Silence.
Funny Stuff says, you think it looks a little bit better and makes Athena closer to the witness because she's a bit more involved in the defense itself than someone like Maya. Yeah, I guess.
The only thing you revealed was the witness's relationship with the victim a year ago. What does the witness's past have to do with the case at hand?
I don't know yet. But we managed to pinpoint the source of his sadness. Now let's delve into who Mr. Rhymes is angry at. Right, the orca shot the captain up in the air. All right, so clearly you are angry at the orca, so let's probe that and figure this out. I just did this out of order. Cool. Mr. Rhymes, you're angry with Orla, aren't you?
Angry? At an orca? Why would I be? Like, why would I be? If you think I have some reason to be mad, then show me some proof.
Do I have proof that Mr. Rhymes has a reason to be mad? Yes, I do. I bet that evidence we just took a look at would come in handy here. This charm indicates that you were Azura Summer's boyfriend. I'm sure you believe Orla killed your girlfriend a year ago. You lost your girlfriend, and so you've been angry at Orla.
All right, I'll admit it. I'll never forgive that orca. Azura's dead, and that orca's still swimming around, happy as a clam. I became an animal keeper just so I could prove that orca's a killer. You're right. I want that orca to pay. There, you feel good dragging up a person's past? Because it still doesn't change anything.
You're still upset. Yeah, he's right. I disagree. It does change things. His out-of-control emotion quieted down. Now we should be able to find out the truth behind that emotion. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. Then the captain came down and slammed into the water. I can still remember it clearly. All Sasha did was move the body. She was trying to protect the orca. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, I freaked. So something weird's going on here. I guess, why would you be angry about, like, you know, protecting the orca? Well, no, considering you would be angry about that, son of a bitch. I just realized that makes complete sense. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca find the body, I freaked. Why would you be angry about that part? No, son of a bitch. There's a mountain of H's in the chat. I'm sorry. The captain came down and slammed into the water. The thing is, that makes perfect sense to me. In the show pool, the orca shot the captain up into the air. You're extremely angry about that in this one instance. Did I already say angry in here? Because that's the thing that is the most loud. Is it because, like, one of them is a little bit calmer? No, it's not it. You think I'm overthinking it. Clearly. When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca, I freaked. Wait a minute. Wait. No. You're not surprised at all. What the fuck? When Mr. Plume witnessed the orca finding the body, you freaked? Really?
What are you getting at?
There. With Mr. Plume as a witness, Orla was guaranteed to be accused of the murder. Didn't it work out exactly as you'd hoped? In order to have Orla put down, you made sure Mr. Plume witnessed that scene. Bye-bye.
So you figured all that out, did you?
Mr. Rhymes, are you admitting it?
I didn't really want to have to fight anybody but the orca.
But you leave me no choice.
Oh, God, what? What the hell? Are you drinking fish juice?
Holy shit! Hey, you salty dog! Now it's time to get serious. What? Yo, ho! I mean, meat brothers represent. I've asked your grass-eater to stay free. Take me words and pop it in my mouth. Scrubber grass-eating guys, mister. Yo, ho, ho! Bro, I'm ready for the showdown. What is going on? Where did this pirate fellow come from? He looks like a completely different person.
What in the hell? He definitely didn't miss arm day.
Order! If we don't have order, Prosecutor Black will yell at us!
Is that all you care about? I think he's had a heart attack. Even Prosecutor Blackwell is at a loss for words.
So I planned to have that wench be a witness. You caught me out. If it be true, I thought the Orca's murderous ways should be found out. That'd be why I schemed to have De Plume see the body.
So you admit it? You deliberately framed Orla?
It'd be true. But what skin be that of anybody's nose? That Orca be a murdering scurvy dog. I may have a grudge against that Orca, but I always felt grateful towards the captain. The Orca murdered Azura, and the captain, so of course she should walk the plank.
I don't have a response to that. I agree it wouldn't make any sense for him to kill the owner. Why would he? But his hatred for Orla, on the other hand, comes through loud and clear. Wait a minute. If killing Mr. Shipley doesn't make sense, who would it make sense for Rhymes to kill? Maybe my theory has been all wrong. Your Honor! I think I just became aware of a new fact.
Oh, and what is that?
Now that we know about Mr. Rhymes' intense hatred for Orla, it turns the premise we've been arguing under its ear. I will now reveal the identity of the individual Mr. Rhymes meant to kill from the start. Whoa. Welcome to Pirate Court. Yarr, matey! You know, I would think that the person that he would want to kill... I mean, clearly he wants to kill Orla. By technicality, would he want to kill Orla because of, he knows that Orla will be put down if Jack Shipley is found to have been killed by him? And he's just like that completely drunk off of revenge to do it? Bitby, don't overthink it again. I'm sorry. I do that a lot in these games because sometimes you have to think, you overthink it. Oh, hi. Mariokimon is calling for me to shout badge. No.
Take that!
What? So the witness' intent was to kill the Orca?
Exactly. The witness's intended victim was not Jack Shipley. From the start, it was all a scheme to kill Orla.
The Orca was his true target, but Jack Shipley is the one who died. The Orca is alive and quite well.
He's right. He wanted to kill the Orca, and yet it was Jack Shipley who fell to his death. How did that happen? Wait a minute. What if Mr. Rhymes wanted to kill Orla was somehow connected to Mr. Shipley's death?
At a loss for words, are you? What happened to your bravado a moment ago? Enough of these reckless words without any basis in fact.
They aren't reckless words. The basis for my claim is that the real murder scene, the show pool.
What are you talking about?
It's my contention that the two incidents happened at the show pool. The attempted murder of the Orca, and the victim falling to his death. First of all, in order to kill the orca, Mr. Rhymes removed something from the scene. And, by doing so, he made it possible for Mr. Shipley to fall to his death.
What did he remove?
This is what Mr. Rhymes removed in an attempt to kill... What? Oh my... Really?
Take that!
Obvious is obvious.
Don't tell me you're trying to claim he tried to kill the orca by draining the pool water.
That's exactly what I'm claiming. To help the defendant with the cleaning, Marlon Rhymes took charge of Orla, with the plan to kill Orla in the show pool. And because the pool water was drained, it made it possible for Jack Shipley to fall to his death in the show pool. The older Ace Attorney games call for overthinking, Dual Destinies does not. I guess I'm stuck in my old ways.
I tried to kill the orca, you say? Can you even prove there was nary a drop of water in the pool? That day I was simply looking after the orca. Why would I have the monstrous thought of killing it?
Objection!
You claim you were looking after Orla in the early morning hours of July 20th, but I don't think you were doing a very good job of it. After all, Orla wasn't given anything to eat during that time.
How would you know such a thing?
I know because of Orla's record here in the torpedo data system. This system continuously records data on the subjects it monitors. From Orla's records, we can tell exactly when she ate. Or didn't eat.
Sink me! No one ever told me about that dastardly contraption.
Only a few of the Shipshape Aquarium staff know about this system. According to Orla's records, she never ate in those early morning hours of the 20th. You planned to kill Orla, and that's why you didn't feed her.
Silence.
Oh, come on, I'm on a roll.
You're wasting time. What proof do you have of that? Perhaps the orca simply wasn't hungry?
Yeah, he's right. I don't have any proof. If Orla simply didn't eat, then that would create an inconsistency. Where did her fish go? Her fish? Oh, good question. Where did it disappear to?
Fish? What does it matter? What relevance does it have to the case? Cease this stalling by asking inconsequential questions. Stop delving into the depths of the orca's stomach and delve into the case instead.
Objection!
But wait! It may seem like a small inconsistency, but it's an issue of great importance. I think.
What are you driving at, Mr. Wright?
How could the fish disappear? Somebody must have eaten it. So who came to the show stage and ate Orla's fish? I think I might have a pretty good idea. I believe there must be been a visitor to the show stage that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice.
Visitor? Are you trying to introduce yet another suspect to this 11th hour? If you utter more of your careless remarks, Taka won't look favorably upon it.
Please don't peck my eye, sir. I don't plan to utter any careless remarks. Whether my remarks will actually be related to the case or not, I don't know yet. Don't worry, boss. If Taka comes this way, I'll fend him off. But do try to keep your remarks careful. I will not. Somehow Orla's fish disappeared. Somebody must have visited the show stage. But who? This was the visitor to the show stage. You think Rifle would have had enough room in his stomach to have that much fish? Do we have anything in the court record talking about the, Hold the phone. Actually, I'm going to check that real quick. Rifle ate at around 4 o'clock a.m. on July 20th, but that Orla didn't eat anything. I believe Rifle the Penguin visited the show stage.
First an orca, now a penguin?
Again, welcome to Animal Court.
Why would you be saying such a thing, Mr. Lawyer? I didn't see Rifle during the wee early morning hours. Do you have any proof Rifle visited the show stage? If ye be a lawyer of any sort, show me your evidence.
The bottom of Rifle's feet were pink for... I already know. Come on. The fact is a clue that Rifle was indeed at the show stage. I have to present that piece of evidence that connects Rifle to that. I know. Jeez, I already knew that was going to come back to bite him. Now to prove I'm a lawyer worth my salt. This is the proof that Rifle visited the show stage. Why would you hand me a piece of evidence that... I mean, okay. There have been a lot of red herrings in this series, but seriously, this one's a pretty solid one.
Take that!
Oh my, what a cute little design. Oh, look at all those adorable stars.
I just love the idea of, like, whenever the judge just sees something adorable, he immediately just breaks all concentration and stares at it. The stars are actually starfish. Miss Buckler painted this sign. In the early morning hours of the 20th, she left this sign at the show stage to dry. Mr. Rhymes kept an eye on the sign for Miss Buckler while the paint was drying.
Aye, that be true, but what be your point?
On this sign is proof that Rifle visited the show stage.
Proof of the penguin's visit? I'm afraid I don't see it. Where in this photo, where's the proof that the penguin visited the show stage? Please point it out.
Oh, of course. Doop-de-doop-de-doop.
Take that!
A couple of pink starfish are shaped a little differently from the others.
Oh, you're right. They look almost like little leaves.
Rifle had pink paint on the bottom of her feet. These little leaf-like shapes on this sign are actually Rifle's footprints. Mariokumon says, by the way, Rhymes is holding a marlin. Oh, God, I don't know the reference, but apparently it's a Capcom thing. Okay, I'm trying to remember. Rifle made these footprints by walking on the sign before it was dry.
Oh, what cute little pink penguin prints.
His name is Marlin Rhymes. Oh. Oh, Dad, you're gonna have... Okay, that is very... that's recognizable for something. What was that? Marlin Rhymes. Damn it. Damn it. Help me. It's a pun. I know it is. Judge, distracted by cute things. His one weakness. Yeah, I know it's a witness, but...
So there are footprints. What of them?
Oh, okay. His name's Marlin Rhymes, and therefore he is holding a marlin. Gotcha. I thought it was a reference to something Capcom did. Right. I know this game does puns. Maybe I'm, like, a little bit aloof when it comes to these things, but... Marlin Rhymes was watching over this sign at the show stage while he painted dried. When the paint dried, rather. And during that time, the penguin paid a visit. According to the torpedo data system, we know that Rifle ate something that morning on the 20th. Most likely, Rifle ate the fish meant for Orla that was at the show stage. Orla's snack was a small quantity of fish. Even a penguin could have eaten it all.
Begad, Rifle ate Orla's fish? Who be ye to say Rifle ate Orla's fish? She could have picked up food anywhere. But that doesn't change the fact that I really was at the show stage. After all, I had to help move the skull rock. It couldn't have been moved without me.
The witness claims he never saw the penguin. How do you explain this contradiction?
Both Mr. Rhymes and Rifle were at the show stage, but Mr. Rhymes didn't see her. So where could Mr. Rhymes have been at the time?
Right, don't know. If you aren't up to the task, I could just prove this witness's testimony for you.
If I leave it to Prosecutor Blackwell, Sasha will be declared guilty. I can't let him interrupt this line of reasoning. Mr. Wright, let's try to figure out how things looked when Rifle came to the show stage. Marlin Rhymes nods on a marlin while he rhymes. Oh, yes. Mr. Rhymes was at the show stage, keeping an eye on Orla and the sign. And we know it must be true because he helped move the skull rock. And then Rifle came in and walked over the sign. But wouldn't Mr. Rhymes have noticed Rifle if he was right there? Well, let's think about where Mr. Rhymes could have been. Is there a place in the show stage that from which Rifle couldn't have been seen? Could he have been on the dolphin?
Take that!
What? Inside the pool? But you're right. If he was inside the pool, he wouldn't have noticed Rifle. I was gonna say, actually, no, not dolphin, killer whale, but you know what I mean. So are you saying Mr. Rhymes was underwater the whole time Rifle was eating? No, not underwater. When I think about what he was trying to do, the answer is clear. Now I'm finally starting to get the whole picture.
Just like yesterday. Must you two always be whispering to each other?
I'm sorry, we like to gossip.
Why don't you admit that resorting to a penguin will get you nowhere?
Objection!
Oh, I don't know about that. The fact that Mr. Rhymes didn't notice Rifle is such a small inconsistency. But it's a key point that proves what Mr. Rhymes was trying to do!
The penguin is a key point.
The show stage pool is very deep. If Rifle came to visit Mr. Rhymes was at the bottom of the pool, he would have never noticed Rifle. Orcas can be out of the water for a short time without sustaining damage. But if they're out of the water for a long time, they weaken and eventually die. In order to kill Orla, Mr. Rhymes had to drain the pool. And while the pool was drained of water, Mr. Shipley fell to his death. The show stage pool is about 65 feet deep, just like the Orca pool. Without water in the pool, a person could be made to fall 65 feet. Mr. Rhymes probably wondered what to do. If he continued with his plan to kill the Orca, how would he dispose of Mr. Shipley's body? So he devised a plan to kill two birds with one stone.
What? How?
Mr. Rhymes went down to the bottom of the pool and put the victim's body in the rock. He then had Miss Buckler move the rock and the body together.
Silence.
And the witness made the defendant do this somehow without arousing her suspicion?
That's right. Mr. Shipley told Miss Buckler that she couldn't perform in the new show. Miss Buckler became upset and wanted to switch back to the old version of the show. So Mr. Rhymes conveniently suggested that she takes and hide the prop for the new show. Mr. Rhymes then manipulated Orla using her singing and lifesaver tricks. He schemed to have Orla find the body while Mr. Plume would be standing witness. He saddled Orla with the false charge of murder so that Orla would be put down. What?
So the fact that the witness didn't see the penguin
shows that when Rifle visited the show stage, Rhymes was putting the body in the rock. At the bottom of the pool, that is.
Who would have thought the presence of a penguin could prove the witness's actions?
It's working just a little further now, and Sasha will be proven not guilty.
Silence.
Damn it. This is a great case and a great crime, Mario says. Oh, it's pretty dynamic. I like it.
If you think you've run this battle, you are sorely mistaken. Your theory is based on a notion that the witness could manipulate the orca. Witness, can you control the orca's actions? Of course not. What kind of bilge be that? I be but simple animal keeper. If my memory serves, wasn't Miss Buckler the only one who could issue commands to the orca?
The
The judge's blade is sharper than the lawyer's.
Shut up. No, it's not.
If you wish to do battle with a witness, you'll need a honed blade.
Well, give me a moment. Let me present evidence.
Where's your sort of evidence that Marlon Rhymes could manipulate the orca?
Maybe don't throw blades at me again. Wait, we went over this point before. I know. And that's why I'm just like, hey guys, hold on.
Rhymes had to manipulate Orla in order for this plan to work.
But how can I prove it? Blackwell, Judge, how do you not remember this? I don't know. Actually, how can Phoenix not remember this, for God's sakes?
Well, it appears this line of reasoning has become unsustainable.
No, it hasn't. Thank you, Athena.
Well, it appears that I was mistaken.
Athena? I've analyzed the hearts of all kinds of people. I have enough experience to see when I look into your heart that you haven't given up. So that objection was my way of speaking up for your heart. Shut up. That doesn't say much when I don't have evidence. She's right. Why would I become a lawyer again only to give up? I have to keep fighting. Athena, thank you. There. With your help, I've remembered the old right way. The right way? Your Honor, I'm not finished with presenting my argument.
Do you have anything else to ask this witness? You've cross-examined all the witnesses and presented all your evidence.
Objection!
All the witnesses? I don't think so. I haven't cross-examined the most important one, the central figure in both cases.
The central figure?
The one involved in not only the case a year ago, but this current case too. I've never called her as a witness, but it's time to do so now.
What are you talking about? I demand you tell the court instantly. Who is this central figure in both cases? Bring the orca!
Take that!
Yeah, the right way. Bullshitting. Yes, Mario. The defense calls the central figure in both cases Orla the Orca.
You intend to cross-examine the orca? Cross-examine the orca? Ye must be addled. It be impossible, say I.
Right, I wondered if we were going to get to this point.
This absurdity is beyond the pale. How do you expect to question an orca, a creature incapable of speech?
Objection!
Orla is intrinsically involved in this case. I have every right to cross-examine her. Do you? I feel like this is very unorthodox. Besides, even if she can't speak, I think cross-examining her will be invaluable.
Very well. Do what you will then. But if you fail to garner anything from this little exercise with the orca, I hope you realize the reward for your efforts will be the defendant's guilty verdict.
I'm ready and confident. I thought it was like confided or something. So, cross-examine Orla. That was a bold move, boss. Now all we have to do is figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. Does your little device also work with orcas? Gonna need it. That's right. Now it's Orla's turn to help us save Sasha.
An orca defendant yesterday, an orca witness today. This is truly unprecedented. But even though this is highly unusual, I'm prepared to allow it. Bailiff, ready the witness telecast. We'll have a 10-minute recess while the telecast is being set up.
Holy mother of God. A recess? Funny Stuff says, such an intricate way to prove what was already proved like a day ago. Holy mother of shit, how much more to this case is there? There can't be much more after, like, interrogating the orca. July 22nd, 11:21 a.m. District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. Leave it to you to think of something like calling Orla, Mr. Wright. I was going to do it earlier, but the game didn't let me. Well, she's the only one who knows all the answers after all. I just talked to Pearls, and she said Orla seems to be feeling fine. Now we have to try and figure out how Mr. Rhymes manipulated Orla. If we put Mr. Rhymes and Orla together, maybe we can get some kind of clue. And I can't forget about that strange set of prints on Rhymes either. Yeah. I really appreciate you trying to save both Orla and me. Not the time for puns, man. Not the time for puns. I had no idea Marla hated Orla like that. I feel like they've been shocked by a torpedo. I've been shocked by a torpedo guy. Right?
Of course he would hate the killer whale that murdered his girlfriend right in front of him.
Oh, Mr. Plume, you've been watching the trial? Such an intricate way to prove what was already... Yeah, all right. Oh, God, you've been here for 5 seconds, and you've already unleashed the pun case. I guess that's just the kind of person she is.
Oh, yes, I came to make a declaration of war. A declaration of war. No matter what the results of today's trial, I will report the truth in my new book.
Even if that truth goes against what I wrote in The Killer Whale?
I don't know what the truth is. Not even about what happened a year ago.
Dr. Crab?
Zora died right in front of my eyes, in the middle of a pirate show. She suddenly fell from the orca's back and began to thrash around in pain. The orca was singing a song and then started headbutting Azora over and over. Finally, the orca took Azora in the mouth and brought her to the side of the pool. Just before she died, Azora was holding her chest in obvious pain.
She was holding her chest? Wait a minute. Could it be? I don't think Orla was to blame for the incident a year ago either.
What?
I think the cause of Miss Summers' death might have been her heart condition.
Heart condition? What heart condition? I never heard anything about it.
Miss Summers had a prescription with Hickfield Clinic for a health condition. The orca didn't kill her. I think it's possible her heart condition did. Well, Zora had a heart condition too? Yeah, I guess she hid it from everybody. Just like I did. Oh, dear. Well, that would explain stuff. Unfortunately, you know, the killer whale has been labeled as the killer. Mr. Plume, how are you allowed here? Ah, it's the court of law. I feel like basically anybody could be up in the risers. How did we find out about Summers? I actually don't really remember. Just at some point we were talking about the previous death, and then, you know, we talked about the book, and then we talked about the Plume.
So that means the orca was innocent a year ago, too?
It's just a theory, but I think the orca headbutted Azura to check on her. And then did the lifesaver trick to rescue her.
Yeah. So there was no need to put the orca down after all.
So, you really did intend to put Orla down?
No, Jack and I were against such a thing from the start.
Summer's condition. Oh, we talked about it the last stream, I believe. But you said you were going to euthanize the orca. Yeah, I've been wondering about that. Dr. Crab, about this capsule. It's not a poison, but a sleeping drug, right?
That's right. Even if Orla's attacked someone, or even if the Center for Dangerous Animals control demands she be put down, I never had any intention of killing her. I would use sleeping pills to make it look like she was dead, and then set her free. That's why I purchased so many sleeping capsules.
Oh, you... Wow. I've turned entirely around on this dude. Oh, that's why! My story. I never considered the possibility that the poor woman's death was illness. She seems pretty disturbed to be wrong. Ah, shit. What do? I don't want to have journalistic integrity. Ah, Ghibli. I simply want to know the truth. That is why I would tell you who my client is. The day I witnessed Leona's death, I was there at the request of an animal keeper.
Marlon Rhymes?
That is correct. The day my client called me to ask me to investigate the orca pool. He must have wanted you to witness what Orla was going to do. Why did you decide to tell us this? My desire to protect my client was standing in the way of the truth. I couldn't allow that. I'll be watching to see how all this unfolds. Good luck to you, blue and yellow duo. You better make a freaking novel about us. Mariokimon says, yeah, I'm in the exact same boat. This boat is rocky, that's for sure. Well, that was quite a bombshell. She's dropped, and so... she just dropped, and so casually, too. That woman really is a free spirit. Such a free artist.
Do you remember what you said yesterday, Mr. Lawyer? That you'd expose any secret if it would help save Sasha?
I remember. It's my duty as a lawyer.
Well, I just wanted you to know that I don't blame you for exposing the aquarium secret. It may put me in hot water, but if it helps save the orca... Let me clue you in on another secret. Focus on the orca song.
The orca song? Huh? What could he be hinting at? Oh, Mr. Wright. Looks like it's time. All right, let's get back in. You got it, boss. We're gonna go in there and save Sasha and Orla together. You know, Crab, you could just tell us. We got time. It's not like they're just dragging us in on shackles.
No, that's what ruined the fun.
Oh God, I'm just reminded of, oh Jesus. Yeah, this is a pretty blue joke, but that one scene from Hellsing Ultimate Abridged.
Wow, just ruin all the fun. Throw all the fun in camps, why don't you?
July 22nd, 11:30 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. You love my Crab voice? Thank God.
This court will now reconvene. Is the witness, Orla Shipley, commonly known as Orla, ready?
Well, the Orca is present, but I highly doubt she understands what's going on.
Oh, she's smart. Shut up. Wait, wait.
Oh, just as adorable as yesterday. Oh.
I distinctly remember you being afraid of her on several occasions.
Now then, Mr. Wright, how do you propose to cross-examine the witness?
I intend to have the young lady there with Orla help me. Hello, everyone. Hi, Pearl.
That young lady? Oh, didn't I meet her once before, a long time ago?
Yeah, that's Pearl Fay, my old friend.
Well, well, didn't she grow up to be a lovely young lady?
I have no interest in this chit-chat. On with the cross-examination.
Mr. Wright, this is all your fault. Why are you dawdling?
How's this my fault?
The court will now hear the testimony of Orla Shipley.
This song. Yeah, that was 8 years ago. That's insane to think about, just like how different things are and how long times has moved on in the series. Fweet, 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 fweet. Fweet, fweet, click, fweet, 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 slap, slap. Click, fweet, fweet. Well, wait, wait. You're shocked the judge remembers someone from 8 years ago. He is a little bit rusty. I don't know. When he can barely remember testimony. He's got great long-term memory, but horrible short-term.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
Do you seriously intend to cross-examine this Orca?
Well, she is a key witness for the defense after all, sir.
Every time you come to my courtroom, you open my eyes to a new way of thinking. It appears this will be another one of those times. Hopefully.
Yes, he's given me the go-ahead. I'd now like to put the witness and Mr. Rhymes together to see how he manipulated the Orca. Hopefully Orla will have some kind of reaction.
Fine by me, but not will happen, I tell ye.
Wait. Mr. Rhymes was right. Nothing happened. I guess I shouldn't have expected it to be easy. How did he manipulate her?
Right, Dono, I hope you realize that if you can't prove how Rhymes manipulated the Orca with this cross-exam, your defendant will be declared guilty immediately.
Imagine if Orla is just cursing up a storm. That's kind of what I imagine they're doing, just like constantly. You know how a lot of people say R2-D2 is just constantly swearing, like swearing up a storm, but nobody can understand him because he just makes some beeps. That's kind of what I'm thinking with this Orca. Yes, I realize that. This is my last chance. I have to figure out how Rhymes commanded Orla to do her tricks.
Please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
This is gonna be weird. What? What is my life? Okay.
Hold it!
Miss Shipley, I'm afraid Fweet is not going to get us anywhere.
This is your plan of action? If you are incapable of interpreting Orca speech, this entire exercise is folly.
Objection!
You leave the interpretation of Orla's heart to me. All right, gal. What you gotta say? Let me hear it. Again, I hope you're an animal whisperer. Oh, Orla, you're so cute!
Right, Donna, surely you don't intend to continue this farce.
I do! Miss Shipley, please continue with your testimony. Wait, click. Wait.
Hold it!
Could you interpret that for the court, Miss Sykes? Ooh. This is so stupid in all the right ways. I agree. I'm getting a strong reading of happiness. Maybe she thinks she's doing a show?
I demand serious witness testimony. This is no time for fun and games.
Oh, this is so funny.
If you continue this mockery, I will subject you to 40 lashes with a wet fish.
Oh, shit. That's serious. Not a wet noodle. That just sounds fishy. Hey, speaking from experience, anything is better than 40 lashes from a whip. Oh, right. I think he said whip before. Boy, is my brain seriously that rusty? Give me a second. Gotta check that. Oh no, this is... Okay, no, he did say 40 lashes with a wet fish. Okay, my brain is on straight. Thank you.
The defense will please caution its witness to conduct herself with propriety.
I'm so glad that I have that dialogue thing. Click, fleet.
Hold it!
Instead of impersonating a one orca band, could you show us the lifesaver trick? I guess Orla won't do what you want unless you give her the proper signal. Oh, doesn't Orla sing beautifully?
Taka's singing voice is much more melodic and clear.
Meh, neither one should quit their day job. Please continue your testimony, Miss Shipley. And Phoenix said it's better than a whip. I remember that. Wait.
Hold it!
Well, the thing that's really bothering me is the fact that there are clear question marks and exclamation points. So clearly this is mapped out in some strange capacity that I don't understand. Miss Shipley seems to want to communicate something. Wait. Perhaps she's hungry. Miss Faye, could you give Miss Shipley a snack? Certainly. One moment. Good thing there aren't any sleep drugs in those.
What a heartwarming scene. It reminds me of my granddaughter with her pet.
Except a horribly violent pet. Anyway. Wow, your granddaughter must have a pretty large pet.
Stop all this pet prattle and get on with the cross-examination. This is kangaroo court. But she's such an adorable creature. I never get tired of looking at her.
Silence!
I, on the other hand, have had more than my fill of this tomfoolery. Enough is enough.
Sounds like Prosecutor Blackwell is about to blow his top. What should I do? Should I continue the cross-examination? Oh, sure. But I'm not finished with my cross-examination.
You have just about exhausted my patience, Right, Dono. Mr. Wright, please finish as quickly as you can.
Yes, Your Honor. But I'm not really sure how to continue, to tell the truth. Mr. Rhymes had to have commanded Orla somehow. Do we have anything in evidence he could have used? With Orla, it's not like I can present evidence that contradicts a particular statement. Guess it doesn't matter which statement. What could be used to command Orla?
Witness, please continue with your testimony.
Mariokumon says, I'm sure Clavier would be totally down for this nonsense.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Continue.
Oh, shoot. Wait, this is the beginning of the testimony, isn't it? Here, I'm going to guess that I need to present something at the end of the statement. Perhaps. Wait. Oh, that's an adorable little jacket. Wait. All right. So we've basically done everything we possibly can at this stage. We've pressed every single one of these things. All right. Now, the thing that you could possibly use to try and... Oh, Mario Kimon said...
Their forehead, the orca sings beautifully. Ach, done, baby. She should be in my band.
Now, what I think... Orla performs one trick per signal. She can't do two at a time. I don't believe he has a whistle. But what I do know he might have is the TV phone.
Objection!
Mm-hmm. Sasha told me an interesting story about Miss Summers. Azura used to send her boyfriend videos of herself teaching the orca tricks. I used to help Azura take the videos of on her TV phone. Most likely, Mr. Rhymes still has these videos of Miss Summers. Miss Faye, could I ask for your help? Of course, Mr. Nick. What is it? You're using Mr. Rhymes' TV phone, correct? I'd like you to examine it for me. Please look for videos of Azura Summers issuing whistle commands to Orla. Videos? I'm not too sure how to do that, but I'll give it a try. Is everybody just completely illiterate when it comes to electronics? My apologies to Marlin.
Right, dunno. What are you up to?
It's a breach of privacy, sir. You'll see in a moment. If Pearls can find those videos for me. Mr. Nick, I found them! I found some videos like you described. You did? Thank you, Miss Faye. Just as I suspected. How did Marlin Rhymes get Orla to do those tricks? I will now show you. With Mr. Rhymes' cell phone. It's not a breach if it's evidence in a case. Still. Technically, you could say that there are things on that phone that probably have nothing to do. It's like, oh, look, I found their nudes.
His cell phone? Are you implying he used an app?
Miss Faye, see if you can issue Orla a command. Me? Can I do such a thing? You might be able to if you play a video with a whistle signal in it. If there's a video of the lifesaver trick, please play that. Oh, conveniently there's one that's labeled the lifesaver trick. Play this to kill everyone. Sorry. Before you do, though, please put the practice dummy in the pool. The practice dummy? Ah, alright. In it goes! I just imagine Pearl just tossing it, like yeeting it directly into the pool. Yeet! In it goes! There. It stank to the bottom. Now I play the video. Orla's diving down, heading straight to the dummy. What a smart girl you are, Orla! The lifesaver trick was a complete success, Mr. Nick. Thank you, Miss Faye. You were a big help.
Now I have proof. Unbelievable. You actually pulled it off. That was the lifesaver trick we saw yesterday? Is Miss Faye an orca trainer now?
No, Your Honor. I'll explain after we try one more trick. Now, let's see if we can command Orla to do the singing trick. Miss Faye, if there's a video of the singing trick, please play that. Certainly. Well, let's see. Is this a video? Wheat! Yay! What a nice singing voice. Oh my, isn't she wonderful? That was the Swashbuckler Spectacular song. Not enough proof, buddy?
What a lovely singing voice! It wasn't bad.
Ah! He admits it.
By the way, how did Miss Faye give the orca those commands?
Marlon Rhymes has something on his phone that his girlfriend, Azura Summers, sent him. They're videos of Miss Summers issuing commands to Orla with a whistle. If they have Orla listen to the sounds of the signals, anyone at all could command Orla.
Oh my! Anyone at all?
Yes, I believe so, Your Honor. All they would have to do is play those videos.
Mr. Wright, please submit those videos as evidence.
I'm getting the seeking suspicion the judge just wants to try it out for himself. Oh God, just like pressing buttons, just like,
Okay, now go grab the ring. Oh, he's going off, he's grabbing it. Oh, he's bringing it back. Oh, I'm controlling a killer whale. I have endless potential. I have all the power.
Miss Faye, could you send those videos to the TV phone here? All right, certainly. Got him. All right, I'll try playing one. Everybody stand back. Oh, jeez. That's amazing. Come on, give me more fish. This is what I live for. So this was a training session a year ago, huh? But wait a minute. There's something about that song that bothers me. Is the song slightly different? I seem to kind of notice somewhat of a difference, kind of.
If the orca can be commanded using videos on a cell phone, then that means that Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the creature. Arrgh.
Mr. Rhymes, you can't talk your way out of it now.
Silence.
I have to commend you. That was very good proof. I concede Marlon Rhymes could have manipulated the orca. But isn't it true that the defendant could have done it as well? All she would have to do is use the whistle she knows how to use so well. And she wouldn't have had to use those videos. Surely you admit it's a possibility. She could have easily had Norma de Plume witness the singing and the lifesaver trick.
He's trying to argue it was equally possible for Sasha as it was for Rhymes, is he? But is that true? Let me think about that for a minute. That's right. Those weren't just simple cries. It was singing. As I approached the pool, the killer whale suddenly started singing. It kept headbutting while it sang the swashbuckler spectacular song. The culprit made sure Miss de Plume heard the song and saw the lifesaver trick. Could Sasha have shown these two tricks to the witness? Nope, because there's only one trick per thing. No, I don't think Miss Buckler could have created the same conditions as the culprit.
You challenged me to a battle. I hope your sword is sharpened. Let me see those sword skills of yours.
Don't you worry, my sword is drawn and ready. My sword is evidence that the two tricks couldn't have been shown at the same time. Ta-da!
Take that!
Miss de Plume said in her testimony that she witnessed these two tricks at the same time. However, that fact is inconsistent with how Orla performs tricks.
How Orla performs tricks? What are you talking about?
Orla can't perform two tricks at once. She performs only one trick per whistle signal. That's how she's been trained.
In other words, it would be just like with a dog. If you tell him to both sit and shake, he wouldn't do them at the same time. Am I understanding it correctly?
I mean, I think you might be able to pull it off with a dog, but... Yes, that's the idea, Your Honor. I wonder if the judge has a dog. Maybe.
Oh, Fido, sit.
It's the exact same thing. Again, that's why he wants to take... Stop laughing. It's like he wants to take control of the killer whale. It's like controlling a giant dog.
What a farce! So are you saying the witness somehow managed to produce an impossible scenario? Arr, if the creature's own trainer couldn't do it, how could I?
Yes, it's a mystery, isn't it? Boss, you don't have to agree so cheerfully. Mariokumon says that he loves Blackwell's theme. I do too. It's nice.
The defense is claiming that Marlon Rhymes manipulated the Orca. But if you cannot explain fully how this was done, your argument doesn't hold water. If you can't straighten out your own theory, would you like me to straighten you out?
No, thank you. So Orla can't do 2 tricks at a time, but Mr. Plume saw her do it. This logical inconsistency means there's a flaw somewhere. Is Mr. Plume lying? Or is it not true that Orla can't do 2 tricks at a time? But Mr. Plume had no reason to lie about such a thing. If it really is impossible for Orla to perform 2 tricks at once, then maybe either the lifesaver trick or the singing trick was faked.
Faked?
Yes, maybe Orla only performed 1 of these tricks, but it was made to look like she performed 2.
Silence.
Maybe? How do you expect to conduct a sword battle with conjecture?
Sounds like I'd better present some evidence here and fast.
Although I'm certain about your profuse sweating, Mr. Wright, allow me to ask you. Which of the 2 was faked? The lifesaver trick or the singing trick?
Well, let's think about this one logistically. Which one would you absolutely need to have in order to pull this off? We keep talking about the fact that the song is oddly not working. It's not the exact same one as the one that you would hear. I wonder if the song would be the one. Because there's something seriously wrong with that song. The defense wishes to argue that the singing trick was faked.
And on what grounds do you base your assertion that the singing trick was faked?
Let's see. Cell phone. I mean, it might have something to do with that video. We might have to play that video again. Let me just see if there's anything else that has to do with singing. No, not really. I think it has to do with that video. Let me check the details again real quick. Ah, yeah, the video is a piece of this evidence now.
Take that!
Toot-oop.
That item proves the singing trick was faked?
No, Your Honor. This piece of evidence will not prove that. In other words, this piece of evidence is a fake-out. And if this evidence is a fake-out, then the singing trick was a fake-out as well. Boss, I don't think that makes any sense. Momentum is key at times like these.
I can hear every word you're saying, Mr. Wright.
I'm still confident that it was the singing trick that was faked. Wasn't somebody looking at something and saying the songs were different? Oh, no. I know now.
I ask you once again, Mr. Wright. On what grounds do you base your assertion that the singing trick was faked?
Derpy!
Take that!
Oh, fuck! No! It was on her words! I don't know. Oh, God. Was there a statement that she said that was in the court record that I didn't read? I feel like... oopsies. Oh, the show song. There we go.
Take that!
I swear I'm okay. This is a recording of a recent Swashbuckler Spectacular. In this recording, Orla sings the same song she sang for Miss Faye earlier. But Mr. Plume said the song is different from the one sang a year ago. See, I was thinking about Mr. Plume in her book. Oops.
The song is different?
Please listen to the song in the video from a year ago sent to this cell phone. Hard rock.
Yes, it does quite. It sounds quite different from the song Orla sang for Miss Faye earlier.
And yet, this is the same video Miss Faye used to issue the command to Orla to sing. By having Mr. Plume listen to the song recording in the cell phone video, the true culprit made Mr. Plume think Orla was singing the song from a year ago. Only Marlon Rhymes, the owner of the cell phone video, could have done this!
Silence.
I didn't notice the video had Orla sing to Plume's song. Yeah, I was just sort of skimming through it. I'm very sorry.
Alright, but Mr. Plume said she heard the orca singing right in front of her. How do you claim he made her think that? How was the song recording played?
I intend to explain that too, of course.
What?
The answer lies somewhere in the Orca Pool Visitors Corridor. Marlon Rhymes played the song recording by using this. Played the recording by using the body? Or, oh, I did do. No, wait, the speaker up here? Maybe?
Take that.
Oh boy, I hope I'm right. Mr. Plume heard the song while she was in the Orca Pool Visitors Corridor. There's a speaker in that corridor so that visitors can hear the orca's sounds.
And you claim the song was played from that speaker? How?
Here's how Rhymes played the song over the speaker in the Visitors Corridor. Issued to all aquarium staff for communication. It can apparently also be used to broadcast inside the aquarium.
Take that.
Mr. Rhymes could broadcast the song and the video to the speaker by using a walkie-talkie. And he could get Orla to do a trick by letting her hear Miss Summer's whistle signal too. He played the singing through the speaker, and he made Orla do the lifesaver trick. All of this was the doing of the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes! This is what you did, isn't it, Mr. Rhymes? You did it! Now we can save both Sasha and Orla. Well, we'll see. We still have a lot of evidence to cover. Just leave it to Captain Wright's swashbuckling lawyers to win any case. I don't remember agreeing to that name.
So it actually was possible for Mr. Rhymes to manipulate the orca. I'm stunned. I see we'll need to hear more from this witness.
Mr. Rhymes, the time has come for you to tell the court the truth. You muscly man. Chomp, 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 stop, don't stop for a meal.
So I used a walkie-talkie, you say? Sorry, but you're dead wrong, me buckos. It be impossible, says I.
What do you mean, impossible?
I shall sing ye a little shanty dissing your scurvy theory. Hank you well now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Really? The diss into Phoenix Wright.
Yo, walkie-talkie, we broke for real. Mr. Lawyer's freestyle got no appeal. Broke before the Plume on the scene. Broke before Wright could... legit goof during cleaning time. But Bill suck a lawyer spitting lies. That orca, you don't listen to me, Kay. Killed the captain. Yo, you so cray-cray.
Oh, gee, I hate it all.
Here we go again with that flip-flop music. Those damn white vans.
Broken? Of all the flimsy excuses? Build sucking? That was uncalled for. You probably broke it on purpose after the fact.
That be untrue, little lassie, although I can't prove what it really was. Lucky be it for me, ye lawyers be the ones who have to be proven to do.
After everything we've uncovered, he still won't admit it. Somehow I have to prove that he still could have done it. With the tiny amount of health I have left. It's cool. Well, okay. Walkie-talkie be broke for real. Mr. Lawyer Freestyle got no appeal. Stop yo rapping and hold on. I don't think I'm going to be able to win a rap battle, but I can definitely beat you in the court of law. Mr. Rhymes, are you sure it was your walkie-talkie that was broken?
Of course I be sure, although he doesn't have me name written on it or anything. But you can't prove it not be, okay, me walkie-talkie now, can ye?
I'll never save Sasha this way. I have to figure out how he got a command to Orla.
If Rhymes couldn't get a command to the Orca, your theory crumbles. Everything you've done will all go up in smoke.
I be not on the prosecution side, neither mind ye. The defendant be innocent, says I. But either way, me walkie-talkie was broken, and that be the truth.
Look at him dancing to the beat.
Broke before the plume on the scene. Broke before Wright could even ever dream.
Hold it!
Do you have some way of proving that statement?
Silence!
The burden of proof is on you. If you can't do that, then we can end this cross-examination right now.
Ahoy! Yo, go, ho, ho! Proof that it broke you a joke. Like, even for a second, you gonna choke. Right, wanna press on every word. Nope, judge gonna judge undeterred. You got front, then bring the pain, or stop and walk away in shame.
I did it, I think. Oh, he makes me so mad. We gotta come up with our own freestyle, boss. I'm too white for that. Let's get him back with evidence instead, shall we? No singing.
Witness, please continue your testimony about the walkie-talkie.
Legit goof during cleaning time, aye, but bilge sucking lawyer spitting lies.
Hold it!
You made a big blunder. What happened?
After I helped Sasha with the cleaning, I dropped it by accident and broke it. You wish to see it? I still have it with me. It does indeed appear to be broken. With me walkie-talkie broken, there'd be no way I could have done what you said. I couldn't have given the Orca any commands.
Oh, your walkie-talkie broke. Isn't that just so convenient? Mr. Rhymes, I think you broke it on purpose.
Miss Lawyer, none of your false accusations, if you please. I broke it on purpose. What be your proof?
I don't have any proof. If his walkie-talkie was broken, it throws a monkey wrench into the whole story. The whole theory, rather. When he let Pearls borrow his cell phone so casually yesterday, he must have already been confident I wouldn't be able to prove anything.
You're to get me to agree to that pox Orca be innocent. If something be done about her, she'll get Sasha one day too. The Orca killed the captain, it weren't me.
So you intend to continue to claim that the defendant is innocent, do you? I won't stand for that. Now, then, right, Dono, what's your next move?
Your Honor, I would like to examine that walkie-talkie, if you don't mind.
Certainly. Here you are.
Let's see if there's any way to tell when the walkie-talkie was broken. If he gave Orla that command, then it couldn't have been broken at the time. Tap and slide on the bottom screen. I have messed with the evidence before. I can also zoom in and out to get a better look. Oh my god. It's like we're going back in time. Let me just take a gander. Ooh, hello. Look at that. Ooh, check out the bite marks. Huh? Look at these. They look like tooth marks. Hey, you're right. A bite this big. I wonder if it was Orla. Wait, a walkie-talkie with tooth marks? Didn't we hear a story like that just yesterday? It was the walkie-talkie Azura used right up until her death. In the middle of the show, the Orca brought Azura up to the surface in her mouth. She left tooth marks in Azura's walkie-talkie. The captain said he always kept that walkie-talkie with him, so he'd never forget. Rhymes said this walkie-talkie was his, but could it be?
Not odd about it, don't you agree? Our time to give up, Mr. Lawyer. Forget the Orca, just save Sasha, says I.
I can't do that. Now that I'm finally a lawyer again. How could I hold my head up if I made my client so miserable?
Stubborn one you be. That orca... Okay, you don't listen to me, Kay, kill the captain. You so cray-cray.
Hold it!
Cray-cray? Oh, God. There could have been some other way besides the walkie-talkie to issue with the command.
Silence!
Yes, the orca could have received a signal from the defendant's whistle.
Is this the point you're trying to concede?
Objection!
No, that's not what I'm saying. Some other way besides the whistle.
Rotten lawyer, black-eyed samurai, time for a freestyle drive-by. Sasha's legit, that's the truth. Orca's guilty, you gotta admit.
Son of a bitch.
I tell ye, it be all the Orca's doing. If he don't belay all the bills, I say this, with this ye with some rap, tons of...
Please talk normal. I believe you've already been doing that. We tried pressing him, but it didn't change anything. Oh, I don't know about that. His statements might not have changed, but the meaning of one of them may have. Really? You caught something? And that one statement just might be the breakthrough we need. Ooh, I wonder if I need to press something now again. I'm gonna go ahead and save. Now, question. Could I possibly, walkie-talkie be broke for real? Mr. Lawyer's freestyle got no appeal. I wonder if I could possibly present the walkie-talkie now. Issued to all aquarium staff for communications. Out of curiosity, though, I'm going to try and press these things again, just in case that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Are you sure it was your walkie-talkie? You could have stolen a broken walkie-talkie from somebody else.
If you be accusing me of thievery, let me see your proof.
All right. This evidence tells who you stole the walkie-talkie from.
Take that!
Uh-oh. This evidence tells the truth about this walkie-talkie.
Arr, 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 chop, 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 chop. Ahoy! Yo, 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 ho, ho! Yo, me bucko, you be trippin'. Ain't worth going all in. You say the walkie-talkie be not mine, then proof you just presented doesn't prove aught.
I guess you're right.
I agree, that piece of evidence doesn't tell us anything. Ah, shit.
Oh well. That's why I saved. I did pretty good up to that point.
The defense's case is insufficient to overturn the prosecution's claims. This court finds the defendant, Sasha Buckler, guilty.
Shoot. All right. This evidence tells who you stole the walkie-talkie from. All right. Yep. It's the book.
Take that!
What? What?
Wasn't there somebody involved in the case who lost their walk? Better take a look at the evidence again. Oh, you sons of bitches.
Hold it!
I'm very flummoxed, can you tell? Like, all of those items, I feel like, tangentially actually work with what I'm trying to express to this person. Is it? Okay, it's the picture of the captain, then. Okay, it's a picture of the captain. This evidence tells who you stole the walkie-talkie from. We are trying to get the picture of the captain who does not have the walkie-talkie on them. That's it. That's what I'm trying to present.
Take that!
Thank God! Holy shit. Funny Stuff says, here's a way better thing for him to sing.
Do what you want, cause a pirate is free.
All right. According to the defendant's statement, Mr. Shipley talked to her on his walkie-talkie before his death. However, no walkie-talkie was found near the victim's body.
Me thinks the police just didn't look hard enough. Besides, the captain's walkie-talkie wasn't broken, be that not right? So his walkie-talkie has naught to do with mine.
I'm not so sure that's true. The victim fell to his death. It's quite possible his walkie-talkie broke in the fall. You stole that walkie-talkie after the victim's death, didn't you, Mr. Rhymes?
Silence!
I will not allow such leading questions, right, Dono?
If you claim the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim, show me your evidence.
Certainly. I plan on doing just that. Please, look at these tooth marks here on the walkie-talkie.
Tooth marks? Yes, I see them.
The victim's walkie-talkie was a keepsake that used to belong to Azura Summers, who died a year ago. These tooth marks were left by Orla when she carried Miss Summers in her mouth.
If this is Mr. Shipley's walkie-talkie, then Mr. Rhymes' walkie-talkie is still unaccounted for, which means he could have used it to command the orc after all.
And that's not all, Your Honor. The only one who could have taken the victim's walkie-talkie is the culprit himself. The fact that Marlon Rhymes had the victim's walkie-talkie is proof that he murdered Jack Shipley.
Sink me.
Angriest pirate.
Not so fast, Mr. Lawyer.
Oh, damn it. What? He still won't admit it?
This walkie-talkie be mine, says I.
Then how do you explain the tooth marks on it?
I've had many the run-in with that orca myself. She bit me more than once, and me walkie-talkie too. Evidence of our fights are carved here into me body. My goodness, I can clearly see the tooth mark scars in your skin.
What? Are those really scars from being bitten by Orla?
Ahoy! Yo ho ho! You want answers? I got some, mate. These scars from Orla, that's right. Them girl can't put up a nasty bite. That orca bit me and left me scarred. Had a rep to protect, so I went hard. Right? So, Mr. Lawyer, I win, just be frank, and Orla, heck. You get the plague.
Funny Stuff says, have you ever noticed the judge, attorneys, and prosecutors are the only ones ever dressed properly for a courtroom setting? Yeah, no one else just seems to care. Just being like, nah, I'm here on my work break. There. Didn't even give me time off. The law in this world sucks. I can't let him run the show. I have to find a way to prove the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim.
And you forget about you can forget about fingerprints. I always keep me walkie-talkie clean and polished.
This man had everything worked out before he even took the stand. But I won't give up. There has to be a way. Mr. Wright, I found something interesting. The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie. Notice anything funny about them? Funny? Funny how? Like funny haha clown? Something's different about them compared to the other tooth marks we've seen. The only ones I remember are the ones on the practice dummy. It's just a tiny difference. It might not even mean anything. Right now, we need to consider every possibility we can, no matter how small. Funny Stuff says, yeah, I'll walk into the court dressed as a pirate. That's all right. Arg matey. If I can figure out what's different about the bite marks, maybe I can somehow prove Rhymes' walkie-talkie actually belonged to the victim. Think, Phoenix. You can turn everything around right here and now. Here we go. Brain blast. Time to review the facts we have so far. With the intent of killing Orla, Rhymes trained the show stage pool. But Rhymes failed to kill Orla, and instead he tried to pin Shipley's murder on Orla. In order to manipulate Orla, Rhymes must have used a cell phone and a walkie-talkie. But the walkie-talkie Rhymes had is broken. I think it's the victim's walkie-talkie, and the one he kept as a memento of Azura Summers. I have to find a way to prove that it is indeed the victim's walkie-talkie. Which piece of evidence left on the walkie-talkie could prove it belonged to the victim? I mean, clearly it's tooth marks. He talked about the fingerprints. We have two pieces of evidence with tooth marks, the walkie-talkie and the dummy. What's striking about these two pieces of evidence? I think the colors... No, the tooth marks must be different. When I look closely, I see 2 different bite mark patterns. 2 variations, huh? Wasn't there a trick of Orla's that had 2 different variations as well? Hello! The show song! A year ago, the Orca's song and teeth marks were different from what they are now. What could be the cause of these 2 inconsistencies? What's behind the fact the Orca's tooth marks and song were different a year ago? New teeth grew in. It was a different Orca. She learned a new song. Well, clearly, she must have learned a new song. Oh, she didn't? Okay, never mind. No, if she learned a new song, that would go against the basis of my whole theory. Orca can only sing one song. I can't start second-guessing everything now. I guess I need to think about this some more. Okay, so new teeth grew in. It was a different Orca. Is it a different Orca? Holy shit! I'm starting to think there are 2 different Orcas. The one a year ago and Orla now. And if the Orca a year ago wasn't Orla, it means the bite mark on the walkie-talkie isn't Orla's, like Rhyme said it was. Now I can finally prove the walkie-talkie belonged to the victim. So is everyone just staring at Phoenix while... Funny stuff is saying, so is everyone just staring at Phoenix while he has this whole thing going on in his head? I like to think that.
Mr. Wright, you appear to be lost in thought. There, is everything all right?
Sorry, Your Honor, I just had a stroke. I just realized something. Astonishing, Your Honor.
Your face is what's astonishing, right, Dono?
Your rudeness is what's astonishing, Prosecutor Blackwell.
And what is this astonishing thing you realized?
Until just now, I thought the Orca at the Ship-Shape Aquarium a year ago and Orla were the same Orca. However, 2 inconsistencies led me to a new fact. And that fact is that there might be 2 Aura Shipleys.
What? 2 different Orcas? But that's impossible.
Ooh, where's the other one hidden?
Order in the court!
Either that or the other one's dead.
Explain yourself. What is the basis for this preposterous claim?
The Orca's show song a year ago and the one now are different. I believe it's because the Orca a year ago was a different Orca. 2 different Orcas, 2 different songs. It explains the show song contradiction.
What be this bilge water talk? I don't understand.
I'm talking about the truth. Truth that will finally catch you out in your lies. You claim that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were Orla's, but that's not true. Ooh, yeah, it is a little different. The 2 different bite mark patterns on the walkie-talkie and the one on the dummy proves this.
What 2 different patterns, you say?
Silence.
While I'll concede there's a possibility that 2 different Orcas exist, bite mark patterns alone are not proof enough. I want more conclusive evidence.
All right, I'll show you conclusive evidence then. So he wants to see evidence other than the bite mark patterns, does he? The Orca a year ago and Orla have different songs and different teeth. Don't I have 2 videos, one on hand, that can be used to compare these differences? I will now submit 2 videos with which the different songs and teeth can be compared. All right, well, we've got the swashbuckler video here.
Take that.
And here's the other.
Take that.
Please compare these 2 videos, one from a year ago and one recent. As discussed, the 2 Orcas are singing 2 different songs. Please also pay special attention to the appearance of the 2 Orcas' teeth.
How exactly do you claim their teeth are different?
Let's look for shots in the 2 videos where the Orca's teeth are shown. This is Orla in the recent video, The Swashbuckler Spectacular Pirate Show. As you can see, she has all of her teeth.
What a healthy smile she has. Oh, I'm a bit envious.
Are you missing your teeth, Your Honor? I didn't know that. Next, let's take a look at the TV phone video from a year ago. just as I thought. The teeth are different.
Oh, I believe this smile looks a little different from the one we saw a moment ago.
As you can see, the orca from a year ago has one tooth that's broken off.
If the teeth are different, then...
Yes, if the teeth are different, they of course leave different bite mark patterns. On the practice dummy, you can see Orla's uniform pattern with all teeth intact. And on the walkie-talkie, you see that one tooth is missing from the pattern.
Oh, I see it! Just like the smiley orca in last year's video.
The tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were not made by the orca we know as Orla. They were made a year ago by a different orca.
Two different orcas? I can't believe it!
The statement that the tooth marks on the walkie-talkie were from Orla was a lie. The truth is, the walkie-talkie was stolen from the victim, Jack Shipley. And the only person who could have stolen it is... the true culprit, Marlon Rhymes! Please fall over dead.
No, you got it all wrong. It be all the fault of that orca.
Oh god. Rocky ship and sail.
Oh, God. You got it all wrong.
Batten down the hatches.
Rhyming. It be the orca's fault. It's got me.
That's amazing. Is that truly all?
Once again, I'm too weak to help anybody.
Poor buddy. It wasn't anybody's fault. He's okay. No one needed to die here.
Well, it would appear we should hear more from the defendant about Aura Shipley. Sasha Buckler.
Yes, Judge?
Is what Mr. Wright claims true? Are there two different orcas?
Funny Stuff says this is one of my favorite breakdowns because of how nonsensical it is. Just like, oh god, crashing waves! The secret that Ship-Shape Aquarium was hiding was about Orla, wasn't it? Dr. Crab told me to focus on the orca's song. He hinted it would be a clue. Phoenix is right. The one we call Orla is the second Aura Shipley. There actually used to be two orcas at Ship-Shape Aquarium. I used to call the first Aura Shipley just Aura for short. Aura and Orla are sisters. The captain rescued them both when they got breached on the shore. But Orla was in bad shape, and the ship's doctor had to look after her for a long time. Both orcas loved the captain, so we decided to keep them on at Ship-Shape Aquarium.
Why didn't you say anything about there being two orcas?
Well, because after the accident a year ago, Orca was put down.
What? Aura is dead?
Yeah, the Center for Dangerous Animal Control demanded it. Apparently the captain and the ship's doctor begged them. We put the first one down, so please leave the second one alone, they said. Anyway, after the accident a year ago, the captain told us he was going to put Orla in the pirate show as Aura Shipley. He asked us to keep quiet about Orla's death until the time was right.
What a surprising and complex tale. Did all Ship-Shape Aquarium employees know about this?
No, just a select few of us.
Mr. Rhymes, did you know about it? Of course not. How would I?
Tell me, Mr. Rhymes, did you plan on killing Orla from the start?
Yeah, I planned to do it during the cleaning so I'd drain the pool. I figured if I didn't do something about that beast, Sasha's life was in danger.
Sasha trusted that orca just as much as Azora did. I wanted to protect her. I couldn't help Azora, so I felt like protecting Sasha was the least I could do. My duty. I built up my strength so I'd be ready to kill the orca. I even fought with sharks. But the captain realized my plan and tried to save the orca.
And that is why you killed Jack Shipley?
I feel like that was an entire accident too.
Now the report from the crime lab finally makes sense.
Report from the crime lab?
In court yesterday, you'll recall I showed a photo of the victim lying on his back. According to the lab, the bruises on the victim's right wrist was Rhymes's handprint.
His handprint?
I didn't know how it fit with the case until I heard Rhymes's story just now. But now we can imagine the reason for it being there. Rhymes must have made the handprint when he fought with the victim over the orca.
A handprint made during a struggle?
I don't care what happens to me anymore. I deserve the death penalty. I'm the one that killed the captain. Please give Sasha her not guilty verdict. You accept your defeat well, I see. Let me be your guide. To hell!
Oh, hello!
Get on with the verdict, your boldness.
Hold on a moment. I have a theory.
It seems this unprecedented trial that began with an orca as the defendant has finally come to a close.
Sasha is saved! Orla's gonna be so happy. Sasha's not guilty verdict is coming. Why do I still have this strange nagging feeling? Rhymes' handprint on the victim's right wrist. Was it really the result of a deadly struggle over the orca? I can't shake the feeling that handprint has some other hidden meaning. Is this trial going to end without revealing the whole truth?
Very well. This court finds the defendant, Sasha Buckler.
Hold it!
No, Your Honor! No one's getting the death penalty today! Your Honor, please hold off on that verdict!
Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
I would like to further explore this new evidence the prosecution just submitted.
But what complaint could you have? You are about to get your not guilty verdict. I see no need to further prolong this trial, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor, we still don't know the entire truth of this case. This unnatural handprint Mr. Rhymes left on the victim's right wrist. I don't think it was the result of a fight between the two men.
Not the result of a fight? Then what do you suggest it was?
Boss, what are you doing? You're ruining everything! Do you remember that evidence we found at the show stage? Evidence? What evidence? That mysterious mark might be the key to understanding the whole case. Your Honor, the defense would like to submit evidence that will expose the truth of this case. A mysterious piece of evidence that pairs with Mr. Rhymes' unnatural handprint. I was wondering when this was going to come into play.
Take that!
Marlon Rhymes left behind a very unusual set of fingerprints at the show stage.
In what way were they unusual?
They were right hand prints on the left side of the ladder. If one were to grasp the ladder in the same way as the prints, it would look like this.
It looks like the ladder is being grasped from above.
Exactly, Your Honor. And the handprint on the victim's right wrist shows it was held with a powerful grip. Marlon Rhymes grasped the show stage ladder in an unnatural pose. If he was gripping the victim's wrist in this position,
Gripping the victim's wrist? Then he must have been...
it means Mr. Rhymes was actually... That's right. if we couple the unnatural handprint with the mysterious fingerprints. We see that Marlon Rhymes was trying to save the victim's life.
What?
Hooray! But I mean, oh god, he's still, guilty of a lot of, coercion and a lot of things. I don't know. Can we get him off the hook? I don't know.
But that can't be. It's impossible.
Why don't we ask Mr. Rhymes himself?
Yeah,
Mr. Rhymes, we want to hear the truth directly from you.
Yeah. I gotta hand it to you, Mr. Lawyer. You got skills. Why? Why'd you have to figure it out? It doesn't matter what happens to me anymore. I'm ready to die. So is what the defense is claiming true? The captain, he found out I drained the show stage pool. He rushed to the side of the pool, frantic to put some water in for the orca. And then he slipped. Captain, give me your hand! No, Marlon, you'll fall too! Whoa, boy, hey, falling there! Forgive me, Marlon. I didn't realize what deep pain you were in. But please don't blame Orla. It's nobody's fault. Not Orla's. And not yours. Hey!
Oh dear.
Captain! So, Jack Shipley's death was accidental. Why didn't you tell us that you didn't kill the victim? Because I have no right to live anymore. I'm ready to get the death penalty. The captain died because of me, and then, on top of it all, I used his body to frame Orla. I was gonna kill Orla, and she wasn't even to blame. She didn't do anything wrong. The only thing I can do now is pray for it all with my life. Pay for it all with my life, rather. I can't do anything. I couldn't save the captain. I couldn't avenge Azora's death.
Mr. Rhymes, you have the wrong idea about Miss Summer's death. Not even the first Aura Shipley was responsible for her dying. Aura, of her own accord, was trying to save Miss Summer's life.
What? What are you talking about?
Azura Summers suffered from a heart condition, but she didn't tell anyone, and she performed in the pirate show anyway. She had a heart attack, and died before anyone could save her. I'm sure she didn't think Aura attacked her. There's nothing to avenge.
No way. A heart condition. She never said a word about it.
Maybe she didn't want you to worry about her.
So I wanted to get revenge all this time for nothing?
Boy, that sucks. That sucks a big fat one.
So neither case was murder. Not a year ago, and not this time either. Your responsibility in this matter is great, but I believe you can be rehabilitated.
Dude, he has got some swell arms. I feel like he could go on to a lot of different other careers. Marlon, you better come back to Shipshape Aquarium when you're done, you hear? Cora and I and everybody will be waiting for you. You still have a lot to offer, Mr. Rhymes. Live your life and never give up, for the sake of those who are gone as well.
I promise to make up for what I've done, even if it takes my whole life.
Mr. Wright, Sasha.
Thank you.
I didn't expect I was going to be feeling feels today, but here we are. Funny stuff. Ace Attorney games get so sad. They can.
Well, I've seen countless trials, but never one that ended like this. I don't know how, Mr. Wright, but you always seem to manage to turn things around. I think all this excitement has taken a few years off my life.
Is that praise or a diss? I don't know. The judge is kind of eternal.
Now then, this court finds the defendant, Sasha Buckler, not guilty.
Hurrah! And now we can feel not guilty about this entire situation. Again, I caught a fish this big! The judge can't die. That's true. And he is just glum about the whole thing. It's just like,
I lost again. Court is now adjourned.
This was very similar to 2-3. My god, my brain is applesauce. I don't even remember that one. Deluxia, this case finally comes to a close, and I love this case a lot. It's very nice. July 22nd, 5:11 p.m. Shipshape Aquarium, Orca Pool. Congratulations on your win! Thank you for all your help today, Pearls. All I did was have fun with Orla. Fleet! Yay, you don't get the death penalty either. Orla, I'm back! Oh, I missed you, girl! Oh my god, you're still at it? We're wrapping things up. This has been a very long case. Oh, I'm so happy for you and Orla, Sasha. Everything turned out great. Phoenix Athena, I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Orla and I are both really grateful. No more puns. I will now act out my gratitude with a little performance. Arr! Miss Orca Lover, don't you think you'd better take care of your health first? Alright, fine. I promise. No more shows until I'm better. I don't want anybody to worry about me after all. Yeah, you could end up getting another orca sent to the slaughterhouse, for God's sakes.
Good, I'm glad that's settled. Hey, buddy, Mr. Lawyer. You just had to blab every single one of the aquarium secrets, didn't you?
I'm sorry, Dr. Crab.
Nah, that's alright. I'm glad.
It's kind of hard to tell. He's very grim.
Also, thanks to you, they now know we use the illegal torpedo system. But I think we'll be able to wiggle out a serious repercussion somehow. That lighter lady is advocating for us, saying the law itself is to blame. She said she's going to look into getting the law changed.
Woo! That would be great. That would be nice. Just, you know, a sudden twist. I have heard of some cases where you could be found guilty, but if you can hold out the punishment long enough, maybe you can get the law changed. It's seedy, but I've seen it happen. Wow, go Mr. Plume! She sure is a powerhouse.
There's one thing you didn't figure out, by the way. Keep this to yourself, will you? We don't want it getting out publicly. Remember the appointment I had written down in my calendar?
Oh, you mean meet the captain at the Orca Pool at 7?
That note meant the Orca Pool at the Supermarine Aquarium, not Shipshape.
What? Why were you supposed to meet there?
Jack and I, we visited the Supermarine Aquarium once a month. Any idea why?
To get dolphin therapy treatment.
No, silly! Remember, I told you! Jack and I were against putting the orca down from the start.
What? You mean?
We just pretended to put the first orca Shipley down. The Supermarine Aquarium is harboring her for us.
Oh, sweet! What? Oh, so that talk about large amounts of money you were paying them? Once a month, the owner and the vet disappear from this aquarium. And I came to find out that each time a large amount of money was being paid out.
They were paying the orcas care. You wouldn't believe how much fish orcas eat.
Oh, awesome.
Now that's been proven she was innocent all along, I think we can bring her back soon.
Mario says, I admit I suspected Crab the first time I saw him. He just seems a little bit seedy. I agree with that.
Until then, keep it under your hat, okay?
You guys. Guys with, like, the men with the plan. Holy crap, this all comes together in a nice bow. Nobody's dead. Oh, you know, except for the captain. Huh? What was he telling you about? Oh, nothing much. By the way, Orla wants you to give her a little celebratory prize. Wait. Yeah, okay, I'll toss you a fish. Orla specifically requested that you give it to her, Phoenix. Alright, fine. Let's see, what can I give her? For God's sakes.
Take that!
Take that! I just imagine, like, Phoenix doing the point maneuver except with a fish. Orla, it's coming a day late, but congratulations on your verdict! Oh, that is a very tiny fish. Yeah. That's great. Oh my! Aren't you lucky? That's Orla's best trick, the thank you kiss trick. Wait. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, Orla, I want to be next. Jeez, this case is so full of freaking sugar. And so the curtain fell on my first trial in years. I'm looking forward to the comeback of Sasha and Orla's swashbuckler spectacular, now with 2 killer whales. This is going to be amazing. After all, I made a comeback of my own as a lawyer. Uh-oh. A few months later! Uh-oh. Bad stuff. Or maybe not. Oh, no! No, it's just the show. Very well. Shadow the Wolf said, I thought I hated this case, but after watching this part of the ending, you remember that it actually didn't suck that much. This was a pretty nice freaking case, I'll say. It harkens back to, I don't know. I guess it's nice to just see Phoenix Wright doing a full case again. You know, fully clad in blue. See, Jaluxia says, now back to the main series. Next time on Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Duel Destinies. Well, unfortunately, we're going to be dealing with, apparently, the dark ages of law pretty soon, so great. Anyway, date, what, time, huh? Shipshape Aquarium entrance. It's been a while since I visited Shipshape Aquarium. Now that Sasha has recovered from her illness, she's performing today. There's still some time before the show starts. I think I'll wander around a bit. Mario loves this case. Hi, Phoenix! Hope you enjoyed the show today. The orcas are excited and ready to go. Oh, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. Wait a minute. Did you say orcas? As in plural? Yep, let me show you. Sweep! What? Oh my god. What? 2 Orlas? Don't tell me. Yep, you caught it right. Aura Shipley, the first has returned to Shipshape Aquarium. We be the 3 pirate sisters! Arr! We be out to stop the evil Scallywag League, led by Red Stash and the Giant Octopus. Well, I don't want to get in the way of their rehearsal. Guess I better go. Sweet. Shadow the Wolf says, I never noticed the one was slightly larger than the other. Not really. I didn't see much of a difference between the two, but aside from, like, a slight color difference. Well, if it isn't Mr. Bloom Boy, did you come for my book signing? You're doing it here? Oh, Mr. Plume, there's a book signing? Yes, my new book is just out. It's called Shipshape Aquarium. Don't pull the plug. The book signing will be held here in this room. After all, the vet owes me a favor.
Nobody better touch my shit.
Excuse me.
Yeah, she got them to approve of the use of the torpedo. I'm grateful. But why does she keep coming to my lab to bother me every single day?
My next work will be entitled Sniper, the Penguin Leaves the Nest. Not today, apparently.
Squeak, squeak! God, stop this cacophony! Why am I surrounded by carpenter?
Gee, Dr. Crab gets all the ladies. I guess I'll leave him to it. Oops, it's almost time for the show. Hey, guys. Where have you been, Daddy? Polly and Athena already went in. While we were waiting, I bought some souvenirs to take back to the village. Sorry to keep you waiting. I bet they'll love your souvenirs back home, Pearls. By the way, I hear a certain someone is going to be in today's show. A certain someone? I wonder who it could be. Oh, it's almost time! The show's just about to start. Oh, I really hope this is what I think it is. All right, let's go to the show stage then. I saved you all seats, Mr. Wright. Oh, I can't believe I get to see the show again. I'm so happy. I want to dive in the pool. Don't do it. You better not. I think they'd call security. You're welcome in the pool anytime, Athena, but Red Stash is the best swimmer of all. Huh? Who have you got playing Red Stash's role? Oh, I hope. I'm crossing my fingers.
Sasha, Aura, and Orla are ready to go!
Hey, I know that voice. Yep, you know it. Marlon's back, and he's playing the role of Red Stash. Oh, he's the star. Awesome. It be the new Swashbuckler Spectacular. Hope you enjoy it, me buckos. Oh, that is fitting as hell. Man, I've really liked this case. This has been amazing. Everything has been finished up in a nice little bow, and it's a nice story.
Our pirates set sail for bluer seas under a sunnier sky.
Hoorah.
As for me, I set foot into the world of law once more as a full-time lawyer.
Oh, and you're gonna dive directly into the shit pile. Or I assume he is. Again, the Dark Ages of Law sounds very ominous. Phoenix Wright nostalgic sweater. Wait, well, to wear your new outfit, choose... Okay, before we get done here, I gotta go take a look at that. What the hell are you talking about? I think I know what sweater you're talking about, but what? Here, hold up. Extras and DLC. Illustration... Costumes. I gotta see... This is what I was talking about earlier in the stream. I got some costumes for stuff. Oh, whoopsies. My bad. I think I know exactly what sweater we're referring to, but anyways. So yeah, we got the default. We got his old school suit in case we feel like being nostalgic for the suit. And... yes. He can go into a courtroom wearing that. I'll keep the default for now. And again, here's some the stuff for the other characters too. We got the default, then we got styling street clothes. Yeah, I paid money for that. Got the default. Themis Academy uniform. Very schoolgirl. So yeah, that's amazing. Oh, anyway, I think that will do it for the stream tonight. We'll dive in, like, freshly into the next installment later. This has been going on for a long time. I think we're going to call it for tonight. But, oh my god, that was one of the best Ace Attorney cases that I have covered in a very long time. I'll say it hasn't... It's oddly been a little less difficult than I expect them to be. I mean, you saw it. I was thinking way too hard on certain things where the answer was a lot more obvious than it actually ended up being. Funny Stuff says, the Academy case is next. That'll be a doozy. Great. And Shadow the Wolf says, I never changed the outfits besides the old school suit. Why did I pay for that? Again, I paid for those outfits too, and I probably won't be going to them. whatever. I'm perfectly... You know what? I'm fine with paying a little bit of money just to show Capcom, hi, I like the series, but please give me more game. I mean, especially since it's something that's purely cosmetic and they're not trying to put loot boxes into Ace Attorney. I don't know how the hell they do it, but that would be scary if they figured out a way. You could not handle his new suit for some reason. I actually think it's cool. It's like his old suit, except it's a little bit more laid back. He feels a little bit more comfortable in his skin, it feels. I like the design, but couldn't handle it. Ace Attorney loot boxes, please no. Alright, anyway, again, I'm going to be finishing off the stream tonight. Again, thanks everybody who popped out to watch me play. I appreciate it a lot. You have 0.6 chance to get the evidence you need. No. You have 0. Actually, you have plenty of chances to get all the evidence you need, but there's a 0.6 chance you can get the piece of evidence that will connect to 2 other pieces of evidence that you can find in other loot chests. Capcom, don't do it! Anyway, if you want to take a look at this after it is done, I'm going to, I think I am going to go ahead and edit out some of the parts where I got really flummoxed. Or at least, like, I'll cut through a whole lot of the frustrating parts of it, and then I'll be uploading it to YouTube. Though, I will say I am back on having another backlog of videos that I need to upload to the channel. Mostly because I've been busy with a whole bunch of other projects that I've been working on. That and I've been very distracted. But anyways, I will get on that as soon as I possibly can. Mario in the Twitch chat, for $10 buy a retry. Hell no. No, I like how kind of laid back these things are. Regardless, I upload all of my my VODs up to the YouTube channel in varying degrees of edited, depending on what I feel like doing for the series. Anyway, I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, all of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Tomorrow, I am thinking about doing a VR stream, because I have not done that in a while, and I need to do a little bit of a test to see if VR is viable now that the update to OBS happened. I would love it if it was, and I'm also going to be changing up my setup so that maybe I'll be using less resources. Crossing my fingers. I hope. I mean, like, I really don't have much of anything properly set up for a VR stream, though, so I'm going to have to book it tomorrow to get all that stuff prepared and ready. So I'm going to hope that we can do that. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what I should jump into first, because I got a lot of VR streams I need to do. Anyway, so there's that. Like I said a little bit earlier in the stream, the modders for Hat in Time are insane because they've been releasing all of these mods for the retro challenge on the Discord. And so there are a ton of mods, a ton of maps, a ton of, like, just costumes and a lot of dyes and just... I feel like I'm going to have to cover that at some point. Like, I might have to do that next Wednesday. We'll definitely see. And again, I've been doing Ace Attorney on Saturdays for a long freaking time now, so if you're up for jumping in, then come on in. I have no idea what I'm going to replace Ace Attorney with once I get through the entire series. It's like, what the hell do I do? It's an entire day that's completely blown open. Probably another visual novel. I don't know. Should I go down that rabbit hole? Who knows? Is there any other series I should talk about? Oh, well, PC Building Simulator. There we go. Every once in a while, I feel like doing that. Speaking of which, if you didn't see the last stream, it's going to be a nightmare jumping back into that. It's going to be very sad. Finishing Ace Attorney creates a giant hole in your heart. A hole that can only be filled with more Ace Attorney. But you know what? It's okay. I feel like I get this impression that when I finish up all the Ace Attorney games, I feel like they're going to announce the next one. Mark my words. Sometime when I'm finishing the series here, they're going to make like some actual grounded announcements about the next Ace Attorney coming out. It's like, mark my word, I am sure that's what exactly is going to happen. Oh yeah, Mario's saying I could do Layton. No, you're totally right. Honestly, I really liked playing Professor Layton. That might be a really good idea. Come to think of it, yeah. If anything is going to possibly happen, it would be that. I don't know. I just feel a lot more comfortable having a good old DS stream. I don't know. Like, I paid for this freaking capture device on this 3DS. I feel like I need to use it. Will I do Balloon World again? Sometime. At some point. I don't know. That's another thing that I feel like it's going to get kind of stale if I just keep doing it. So it's another thing I think I'm going to shelve. I feel like after next Sunday, I'll probably jump back into Smash. Well, this Sunday is going to be VR, but maybe the Sunday after that will be Smash. Ace Attorney games take a while, though. You may not have to worry about that for a while. And Shadow the Wolf says, although I've only played Curious Village, so you can't watch those. Oh, that's right. And by the way, I don't say this nearly enough, but I advocate that if you're watching any of the streams that I do for Ace Attorney types of stuff, like whatever the series is, if you haven't played it yourself, you could potentially spoil yourself pretty hardcore by watching me play through it before you play it yourself. And I feel like a big part of an enjoyment for a game comes from playing it yourself. So do it. Oh my God, do it. Okay, I'm going to stop ranting and raving here. I'm actually going to take a look at a little bit of a time-lapse setup that I currently have. I've had it going for the entirety of the day, and I gotta go work on that. It's another one of the things that's taking my attention away from editing, but I gotta go work on that. Oh, Shadow the Wolf says, Professor Layton is very reliant on not knowing what's going on. Well, that's okay, because that's another series I've completely ignored up to this point. So, I'm good. I mean, aside from I saw little bits and pieces of Professor Layton when I played the Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. And apparently, according to people in the chat, Phoenix Wright versus Ace Attorney is half Ace Attorney, half Professor Layton, and about half the excitement, essentially. And it's a lot more special when they are their own separate entities. And honestly, now that I'm playing Dual Destinies, I kind of agree. Okay, I'm gonna stop running my mouth. I'm heading off. Again, thanks for coming out. See you next time.